here to Sydney.
Hit hard to the right side. Great play from Wingrove. He has no other option from Van Steensel on its way. Cold strike 3, and that is the ball game. Number 3. That is 3 strikeouts in the innings for Thomas Gormany. Towards the flagpole. It's got a chance. It's going. It's going. It is gone. Hill coming around the corner to score. Will be Bird. He slides in. He capitalised. Bird puts a jolt into this one. Oh, forget about it. It is gone. Going back to the wall. It's gone. Oh, we said that was the way to hit it.
Light drive down the third base side. Ground ball, turn the double. They do.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Blue Sox Baseball. We are back here live at Blacktown International Sports Park for Game 3 of the 4-game series, the Blue Sox versus the Bandits. All to play for as we are locked 1 apiece. We've seen 2 incredible pitching duels here at Blacktown, and nothing seems to be going to be any different about Game 3 of this series, as probably 2 more of the aces of these lineups head out to the bump. We'll run through all of those lineups and the umpires and everything very, very shortly. The umpires have just headed out to the middle to meet the 2 managers, so we are only about probably 5 minutes or so away from first pitch. And as I said, promises to be a cracker. We are Blue Sox TV, courtesy, of course, of Sports Broadcasting Australia. I'm Big Cam Hickson. I'll be joined very shortly in commentary by Paul Harradine, and we are here to bring you all the action of Game 2 of the doubleheader, Game 3 of the series, the Bandits and the Blue Sox. It has been a 1-0-a-thon out here at Blacktown. 1-0 to the Blue Sox on Friday night, last night in Game 1. 1-0 to the Bandits in Game 2 earlier. And now I'm thinking we're about to have a minute's silence. So we will take the microphone from Adam Dobb on the field, owner of the Blue Sox.
Second night in a row, we just wanted to share a small moment to pay our respects to a gentleman. This is on behalf of my guys, but also more importantly Brisbane. A very good friend of mine this week, and the man that I think turned around Brisbane baseball in the last 5 years. Mark Reedy lost his father on Thursday. Proud to call him a friend, and these guys to the right of me know the value of Mark, and I never met his father, but if he was half the man Mark was, then he was a wonderful man. So if we could all just stand and give a moment's silence to Mark's father, the passing on Thursday, and then we can get this great game underway. Thank you very much.
As Blue Sox owner Adam Dobb just said there, the father of Mark Reedy, the man pretty much responsible for the resurgence in these Bandits. He's lost his father on Thursday, and fitting that both teams just line up on their respective lines to pay tribute.
Yeah, it certainly was. Cam, Matthew, John Reedy. And as Adam said, for 2 nights in a row now, they've had to pay respects to someone who has passed, family members close to the game who have contributed lots to life and to baseball. And I suppose on the positive, we get to celebrate their achievements and their life and reflect
and just
on
say a little
everything
bit of
they've done.
a thank you to them for helping the sport in this country get along and get to the stage where it has achieved.
Knowing Mark Reedy as I do, just a little bit on the fringes there, he's following in the footsteps of his forebears, I can tell you right now, and he respects and honours life of anybody. And of all the baseball clubs in Australia, the Bandits have had their fair share of loss.
Indeed. The umpiring panel for tonight, you see them there, centre stage, behind home plate. Bobby Crawford doing the first base duties, Jordan Taylor. Ben Nash will look after second base, and Trent Thomas will look after third base. They are your umpires for tonight. And the Brisbane Bandits batting lineup. They will come to the plate in the following order this evening. Andrew Campbell will lead off, playing in centre field. Logan Wade, the shortstop, bats 2. Tim Colwell will bat 3. He's left field. Mitch Nielsen, the DH, batting 4. Mike Marjama, he was the difference in the previous game, playing third base, bats 5. Wade Dutton in the 6-hole, second base. Jeremy Martinez will move over to first base and have a break from the catching duties. He'll bat in the 7 slot. That means Ryan Battaglia will go in behind the dish for the Brisbane Bandits. Someone we haven't seen here in Sydney before and don't know a lot about, Liam Taylor, will head out into right field. What I believe may well be his ABL debut. That being the case, the Blue Sox are out in field. We will do their defensive lineup in a moment. We will pause briefly and take the Australian national anthem. That was the national anthem. The Blue Sox defensive lineup for tonight. In the left field will be Alex Howe. In centre field, Michael Krause. Right field, the other Michael Campbell. A little bit of a shift around the infield. You'll see Andy Burns has moved over there to third base. Gift Nagope comes in to start at shortstop. Jacob Muniz slides over. He will play second base. Boss Moen Aroa at first base. Jack Murphy behind the dish. And Thomas Dormany, the big left-hander, will be up there on the mound for the Blue Sox. Well, if you think you've seen some fantastic pitching in 2 games that have gone, you have. You're not mistaken. But guess what? I almost think the 2 aces on the staff head to the mound now. Dormany was fantastic last week for the Blue Sox. 8 innings pitched, giving up only 2 hits. No earned runs and punching out 10. And Tim Atherton, who was given the honours of Pitcher of the Week by the ABL. He went, I was trying to think, it was 8 innings as well. He did give up 4 runs, but he punched out 14 strikeouts in his outing. So they were both the best pitchers on the staff last weekend. Now they meet up head-to-head in Game 3 with the series tied at 1 apiece. It promises to be an absolutely cracking game of baseball. I am looking forward to it as much as I have the games all season. Harrow, you're in beside me. You're ready to roll, mate. It does promise to be a cracking game, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And those little subtle changes we've seen in both lineups, a little bit of batting order change, and the fielding, the defensive lineups for both of them just changing a little bit. And those little tweaks from these 2 very astute managers, David Nilsson and Shane Barclay, that's going to make a difference. It's going to make for a very exciting game. And as you can see, the Blue Sox with their traditional uniform on there from back in the day.
They've gone to the retros. First pitch of the ball game, Andrew Campbell lines it straight at Alex Howe. He will make the catch out there in left field. He was a little bit off balance and untoward as it came to him, but he got it in the end. Campbell wasting no time, sees 1 pitch from Dorman. He goes after it, lines it into left. We're underway, all happening.
And you don't usually expect anything off the first pitch. It's usually a sighter.
Obviously, maybe the scouting report's gone out to say that Dormany threw a large number of first pitch strikes. So the Bandits being a little bit more aggressive.
Bandits out of their pinstripes now into the...
Canary yellow.
All the...
or banana yellow. Banana bending yellow jerseys that they wear.
Damn, I'm speechless.
I know. Having a bit of fun with our Bandits friends. This one's hit into right field, tailing on the breeze. It will end up in the Blue Sox bullpen.
You're not going to paint me into a corner, are you? Here? I've got to live there.
We love our friends up north.
Logan Wade, the shortstop, fouling that one off way down into the bullpen.
Again, the breeze blowing straight in from centre field. If you've just joined us, it's a very nice, mild 23 degrees here at Blacktown. As Wade swings and misses at the next pitch, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Crowd loved it.
The crowd are trying to get involved. You've got the Sid Psychos. They've grouped together tonight down there. They're trying to make as much noise as possible.
And they will.
Again, a good crowd in, although I know the seats behind home plate are a little bit more filled up than they were for game 1.
I've got some family friends in that shot tonight. They've come in for a great night of baseball.
Lionel Harris again with the scouting reports and the speed guns. Dormany misses up and out, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But yes, with this wind blowing in at Blacktown, very difficult to hit the ball out. So it will be a case again of controlled hitting into the alleys, into the holes for as much as possible. This one rolled over and hit straight at Andy Burns at third base. He comes up firing a strike to Moen Aroa. And just like that, 2 up, 2 down.
And there's that little move, the little fielding changes. Burns has been playing second base and, of course, across to third now, and that's really solid. Eunice has been very solid at third base, so an interesting little shift there. And we'll see if that pays dividends. I'm sure and confident that it will.
Well, it'll be interesting to see whether they send Andy Burns all the way over to the other side of the diamond when they decide to shift, like they often do.
Eunice is already there now.
Like I say, he's been the young man running across and running over there. We'll see whether Andy goes over. A called strike to start things off on Colwell. Dormany, as we said, we did an interview with him last week from Lutz in Florida.
Donald would be happy about that.
Misses upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike, which for anyone trying to put that on the map of Florida is about 20 miles north of Tampa. And we worked out was about 80 miles west of Disney World.
I've been there.
So you've got to always put a marker into the nearest tourist attraction. So
I've been to Lutz.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, a couple of resorts up near there as well that I like, and my wife liked very much. I could live in Florida.
2-1 pitch from Dormany. Swung on, a little slow dribbler down the line. Tough play for Burns. Bare hands it throws it, not in time. Colwell runs well anyhow, was always going to beat that one out. It was a hiding to nothing for Andy Burns. Should be scored an infield hit and is. So Colwell will have the first hit of the game for the Bandits. A 2-out infield single to Andy Burns. And that will bring designated hitter Mitch Nielsen to the plate. Nielsen 0 for 7 on the weekend so far. We'll be trying to turn that around, and with the batting average in the 400s coming into this weekend, you would think that he was well and truly overdue, but you could say that about a lot of hitters, but it just has been the quality of the pitching that has kept them quiet this weekend. Dormany over to first base. That's the secondary pick-off move, just to make sure that Tim Colwell knows that he's keeping him alive over there.
Crowd certainly getting into it early here. Pick-off attempt again. And that's just keeping Colwell aware from Dormany.
That's it. It's just
a little reminder. Don't forget me, I'm over here.
He's just shaping up to make sure that he's not getting too big a lead.
It's a bit cloudy, but the smoke itself seems to have gone very high in the sky now, thank goodness.
1-1 pitches on that inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
We've got a clear shot there through home plate over the pitcher's shoulder, or behind his back, I might say, from the lefty.
Games progressing around the country. We'll bring you the as they finish up. There's 2 other games in progress at the moment. Game 1 of the doubleheader, the Perth Heat versus the Melbourne Aces, is headed to the bottom of the 7th. And the Cavalry and the Tuatara are headed to the 6th. So we'll bring you all the scores as they happen. But here in front of us, it is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. A runner on first in the form of Colwell. 2-2 pitch swung on line straight at Andy Burns. He has some options, decides to go to first base to Moen Aroa, and that will be all she wrote for the top of the first inning.
5-3 play there on Nilsson.
So I'm sure Andy Burns is happy that he went across to third base as 3 balls went straight down the line to him. 2 were playable, 1 was not. He tried to barehand the slow roller and just had no play whatsoever. But maybe that was a ploy. Maybe they thought Dormany was going to get hit more to the left side of the diamond. So they put their 2 big leaguers over there in Burns and Nagope and said, we're going to tighten up the left side. Let's see if you boys can hit Dormany the other way and hit him to the right side of the diamond. So maybe that's something that the Blue Sox have come up with, and they've decided to strengthen that left side of the diamond.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Cam, and that's this little bit of tweaking I mentioned earlier on. The Brisbane Bandits go to the field now, and their defensive lineup for the Brisbane Bandits reads this way. In right field, Liam Taylor. At centre field, it's Andrew Soupy Campbell. Left field is held up there by Tim Colwell. At third base, it's Mike Majama. The shortstop, the reliable Logan Wade. And at second base, Wade Dutton. The first baseman is Jeremy Martinez, with David Sutherland having a breather. Martinez moving from catcher to first base for this game. And the starting battery for the Brisbane Bandits in this game, 4 behind the plate, Ryan Battaglia and Tim Atherton on the mound for the Bandits.
Tim Atherton, what can you say about the man that hasn't been said previously?
Well, he's got it all. He has got it all. And he's been held specifically for this game. This game 3, it's an important game now for both clubs with the series locked at 1 apiece. And will it be a tight game? Will somebody open this game up early? I figure it will be a low-scoring, tight game and a battle of the pitches between Dormany and Atherton.
From what we've seen so far, 0-1, 0-1, it's, you expect nothing more, yeah? You've got one bloke on one hand that threw 10 strikeouts in 8 innings. You've got another bloke that threw 14 in 7. You know that you're going to get high-quality pitching. It's just whether the batters can adjust. We've seen high-quality pitching all weekend long, expecting nothing more at the moment.
Correct. And Blue Sox about to come to the plate now. Leading off will be Trent D'Antonio in the designated hitter position again, followed by Jacob Eunice. Andy Burns in the 3 slot, followed by Boss Moanaroa in clean-up batting 4th. 5th, Gift and Gope, then followed by Michael Krause, Michael Campbell, Jack Murphy, and bringing up the 9 slot in the batting lineup for the Blue Sox, Alex Howe. D'Antonio at the plate now. Steps in. Atherton starts with a strike, outside edge on the lefty.
I expect nothing else from Tim Atherton. And poor Trent D'Antonio, absolutely overdue for a hit.
Atho starts by putting his stamp on the strike zone.
Well, he's going to challenge the hitters all night long. He's just going to back his ability and challenge the hitters. D'Antonio, a launch to right field.
That's
the
gone.
wind is helping.
It's
going. It's not going to die. It's going to die right at the wall.
A metre inside the wall, leaning against the fence. Liam Taylor takes a catch, and for all money, it was gone.
It's very hard to get them out of this place when that wind's blowing.
Half a degree.
It blows in from centre field. If he could have got it 5 yards closer to the foul pole, it might have snuck over. The wind has died down. It is coming still from the east, but it's dropped down from about 25 kilometres an hour down to just a gentle zephyr. And D'Antonio, we said he'd been making good contact. He just hadn't been getting them quite lucky enough. And he comes up 1 wheat pick short of a home run.
And the crowd loved it.
Oh, they got excited there for a moment, didn't they? We all got excited as Eunice launches one the other way, but foul.
Oh, wow. What a start.
Liam Taylor, how about that for the young fella and what we believe is his ABL debut? We can't find him on the rosters. We can't find any stats about him. So we're going to go with the fact that it is his ABL debut. If you know more about him, Brisbane fans, we'd love you to send us a tweet at Blue Sox TV or send us an SMS 0412 203 068. But he had to hustle all the way back to the wall to make the first play of the game for the Bandits.
Did the job.
Eunice goes the other way now, fouls it out of play. So one over the third base side, one over the first base side, and Eunice finds himself behind 0-2.
Oh, wowee. Yes, it's going to be an exciting game. It already is.
You just have that feeling about it, don't you? It's going to go deep into the game. Again, it's going to be 0-0 after like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And there's going to be nothing in this game.
Cheerleaders are in the crowd as well, up in the grandstands.
Did a wonderful performance between games, keeping the crowd entertained. That one misses upstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Battaglia just holding it up a fraction to give Bob Crawford behind the plate a chance to make a decision on that. And he's just had a chat with him as well.
What you do know with Bobby behind the plate, having seen plenty of games Bobby has called over the years, he makes his decision almost instantaneously. You don't have to wait to find out with Bobby. He yells it in your ears the moment it's in the glove. Breaking pitch. It's a slow roller down third. Tough play. Backing off will be Majama, and he will take it in foul territory. He had no play. Similar to the slow roller to Andy Burns, he was going to have no play whatsoever of throwing Eunice out. So he decided to back out and take the risk that it was going to roll off the lip foul, and it did. Eunice will have to come back and reset for another 1-2 pitch.
Just another opportunity for Eunice, really. Goes back to the plate. Start again. See the pitch, hit the pitch, see if he can get something clear. Waiting down the line at third base for it is Mike Majama. As we said, experienced and solid. A lot of chatter going on with both these teams, from the dugout to the players, amongst the players themselves. It's good to see.
It's good-natured, which is fantastic, but it is a bit chirpy. This one swung on, popped up out of play by Eunice. Heads up in the crowd, and some souvenir balls there for the young Mets.
Hang on to them, go and get them signed after the game. Of course, all the kids get on the infield after the game and get to do a lap.
Yeah, they run the bases and then get all their souvenirs signed by the Blue Sox boys, again, who are out in their retro 90s Sydney Blues shirts. Another 1-2 pitch, misses up and in. 2-2 now on Eunice.
Good sighting by Eunice. The early game between Perth and Melbourne resulted in the Heat beating the Aces by 3 runs to 2.
That one isn't finished yet, mate. They've got to go to the bottom of the 7th. The Melbourne are the home team, so they've got the chance.
They are too.
Yep, they've got the chance to reply.
That'll be in progress.
Correct.
I hope I was right.
Another 2-2 pitch, breaking pitch, misses upstairs. Battaglia tries to frame it. Bobby Crawford, one of the more experienced umpires here in New South Wales, having none of it. Full count, 1 away. Yeah, Tuatara in front. That one's got another couple of innings to go there.
4-0 over Canberra.
Full count pitch on its way. Swung on and fouled off by Eunice. Stays alive. He's done a good job of fighting off. I count that now 3 extra pitches on top of the full count. So he's running the pitch count up on Atherton early, which is what the Blue Sox really need to do.
Yeah, and that is better to see than we've seen in the earlier game, where they were going after first pitch, second pitch sort of thing. And giving the opposition pitcher an advantage in pitch count.
Another full count pitch hit hard to left field, but Tim Colwell is all over it. He has the trace on it. He goes back about 5 or 6 metres, picks it up comfortably and catches it out there in left field. So 2 well-hit balls from the Sydney Blue Sox batters, but the Bandits have the answers early.
And what breeze there is out there held that one up in left field. It's coming out of left field across the diamond. And, yeah, that certainly held it up. When it left the bat, could have been anything, but the wind held that up just long enough for Tim Colwell to get under that comfortably. Andy Burns steps in now,
Yeah, third baseman today.
Third baseman, yep. Not used to calling him at third base.
He steps in. He's ready for his first face at Tim Atherton.
These guys are solid, you know, Atherton and Thomas Dormany for the Sox. They're
again, this one popped up into foul territory. It should get up onto the hill. All of the Kashula Mets players, they're all heading around there. They can't make the catch. One-handed, one bounce, that'll do. And a souvenir ball for all the kids down there on the family hill.
Jeremy Martinez, the first baseman for the Bandits in this game here, all the way to the fence. Watched it all the way, and even though it was quite a long way over, he wasn't going to leave the fence just in case. It's good to do. Good practice.
So the count, 1 ball and 1 strike on Andy Burns. Atherton trying for a 3-up, 3-down inning. Breaking pitch is good. Called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Burns. Atherton has that big over-the-top breaking ball, often known as the 12-6 curve. Uses it well. Anybody that was watching the Premier 12 tournament over in Korea saw him throw an absolute gem for Australia. Now trying to do it for his Bandits. Fastball on the outside edge, rings up Andy Burns, and Burns is not happy at all. He is having a big discussion with Bobby Crawford as he heads back to the dugout.
Walk away, Andy. Don't point at the strike zone. That can be an automatic ejection in some umpires' eyes. Probably, it's not the done thing. It was there. It was fast. Probably painted the edge. Close enough to call in my book.
If you're going to leave it up to the umpire, as we say on several occasions, Harrow, don't be upset when the umpire calls you out on strikes.
He's not going to change his mind.
Oh, not if you rant and rave at him. Certainly not. All he's going to do is just eject you from the game. And the Blue Sox could least afford that.
High risk pointing at the zone, I know that one for sure.
Well, you can point there, just don't sort of make any sort of, lines or draw lines, or you saw Dae-Sung Koo ejected from a game down in Canberra for drawing a line on the ground saying this is clearly where the pitch was.
We saw Jason Pospisil ejected from a Blue Sox game several years ago that's now famous on YouTube. 58,000 views or something. That was for
a runner running off the line and not being called.
And Pops wasn't happy.
No, the third base disappeared into the beer garden.
And nobody else complained.
You can look that one up at your leisure. Oh, no, all the Blue Sox complained. Don't worry about that. That was, I think, a make-up game for a wet game. I think that was early on a Sunday morning.
Yes, it was.
But one inning completed and in the books. It is 0-0, the Blue Sox and the Bandits. Mike Majama to the plate for the Bandits. He will lead off this second inning. Dutton and Martinez, the due-ups. Battaglia and Taylor, the 8 and 9 hitters if we go that far. So a bit of a different look for the Bandits facing a left-handed starting pitcher. They haven't seen any lefties from Sydney so far this week. Bobby Crawford, a called strike right on that outside edge, exactly where Tim Atherton threw that last pitch to get rid of Andy Burns. Thomas Dormany puts it on the exact same inch of real estate, and Bobby Crawford calls a strike. No surprises there. This one fouled off straight back to the net by Marjama.
Mine.
And the count is 0-2.
Katie's online, watching again. Bacon, eggs and baseball for dinner.
It's a tough life. Whereas, what have we got? We've got a couple of bread rolls, a bag of
bread rolls,
a bag of burger rings, and
ham and cheese,
and a bottle of water.
There we go.
Slow roller to Burns. It's going to be another tough play. You'll have to bare-handed. Has no throw again and has to eat it.
Yeah, didn't quite get a grip, and from that angle with Majama motoring up the line, it would have been a high-risk play in any case.
So again, an infield hit. That's 2 infield hits for the Bandits. Maybe something Majama will, Andy Burns will just have to sort of just, maybe decide to come in 5 metres or
Well, he's got
something.
less time at third base. Third baseman has always got less time than second base.
The problem is, though, if he comes in 5 metres, watch them tattoo one straight through him.
Yep.
So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, but Andy Burns may have to just rectify things a little bit there as Dormany comes to the plate for a called strike on Wade Dutton.
A lovely pitch from Dormany.
Can he induce a ground ball and an attempted double play somewhere? That's what the Blue Sox will be hoping for. The corners are slightly in. Andy Burns playing just on the grass. The pivot's set for the double play. Dormany over to Moen Aroa just to keep Dutton honest up there at first base. Dutton has only had 1 attempt at stealing a base and has been successful.
Swing and a miss.
0-2 now the count. Pitch just misses the outside corner as Murphy tries to frame it. He tried to frame it back onto that little piece of real estate that Bobby Crawford is giving the pitchers. Not to be, however. The count remains now 1 ball and 2 strikes. This one swung on and fouled off. Nathan Brammer saying hello again on the Twitter. Great to have you aboard, Nathan. Saying that the third base incident, probably the funniest and one of the greatest moments in ABL history, only made better by the fact that there is actually a plaque out there in the beer garden for where the base landed. And that is actually true fact. There is a plaque out there, and that's why we call it up here in the box the Jason Pospisil Memorial Beer Garden, because there is a plaque out there.
Progress between Melbourne Aces and Perth Heat. In fact, final for 7 innings. Melbourne 4, Perth Heat 3.
Oh, they got him in the bottom of the 7th. You cursed them, Harrow.
They scored 2.
You cursed them, Perth Heat. They'll be after you.
Aces retain their lead at the top of the standings.
Dan and all his friends over there, Paul Morgan, they'll all be after you. Swing and a miss.
Yes, he did.
Down on strikes goes Wade Dutton. A little excuse me swing as he tried to check up but couldn't. And he will be the first strikeout victim of the night for Thomas Dormany.
Oh, yeah. Dutton wanted it, then he didn't want it, pulled back out of it, but not quick enough. He went through quite a way there. So, yes, Melbourne scored 2 in the bottom of the 7th to take that game off the Perth Heat by 4 runs to 3.
Jeez, Nathan's doing it tough, Harrow. Sushi and Canadian club for dinner.
Yeah, gee whiz.
Doing it tough.
Can I come to your house? Hey, Cam, I've got to go.
Martinez now falls behind 0-1 to Dormany. Runner still at first base is Marjama. To the plate, high and inside, 1-1. Next pitch comes in, and that's on the inside edge for a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes now, as Dormany locates both inside and outside. Very unusually there, we saw Jack Murphy turn to the dugout and get some signals. So highly unusual that Murphy usually calls his own game. This one lined into centre field. It will get down for a base hit. Krause just waits on it, bobbles it. There's a chance now at third base. It goes in. The tag not in time. Marjama will go from first to third. Martinez will have the base hit to centre field. And the Bandits now runners at the corners and only 1 away.
Wow, unusual mistake there by Michael Krause on that pickup, and it gave them an extra base. So at third base with only 1 out, with Martinez on first base, that puts a lot of pressure on the Blue Sox defence. It's coming up now, Ryan Battaglia, and he is no slouch with the stick. So single to 8. Marjama advances to third on the error. 1 out here.
Actually haven't put the error up. So they may not actually, as this is fouled off by Battaglia, they may not class it as an error. They may say that Marjama was going to go to third base anyway.
Yeah,
but for mine, it was the bobble that made Marjama go, and then the throw was only fractionally late. If he doesn't bobble it and he comes up firing, Marjama is out by 2 or 3 yards.
He looked over his shoulder. The third base coach was waving him through on that put down. If there's no put down, he won't advance.
1-1 pitch fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And now Dormany needs to pitch himself and the Blue Sox out of a jam. Runners at the corners, 1 away. Anything out of the infield from Battaglia should be enough to get the Bandits on the board. Sack fly, anything like that the Bandits would dearly love here in the early stages. 1-2 pitch from Dormany, fastball swung on and missed. And a massive second out for Dormany and the Blue Sox.
That is huge. And Dormany obviously got the signs from Murphy to say this is what we're doing. He wants to swing, let's let him swing, but don't give him anything to hit. 2 out now on the Bandits. Top of the second inning, 2 on, 2 out. Liam Taylor at the plate.
I said struggling to find anything on Liam, unfortunately. Not listed on any of the Bandits rosters on the websites. So if anyone out there in Brisbane town does know anything that we can supply to the viewers and the listeners about Liam, it would be great. At Blue Sox TV or 0412 203 068. As Liam now quickly to 1 ball and 1 strike on Thomas Dormany. Dormany trying to get himself out of this jam. The runners are at the corners with one away. Then he struck out Battaglia. Now he goes after Taylor. Taylor lines it into right and he will get an RBI. In comes Majana and the Bandits lead.
Wow.
What a great piece of hitting by the young man. Just waited. He went with it on that outside corner that Bobby Crawford has been giving the pitches, and he just laced it into right field. One hopped it to Michael Campbell, and the Bandits will play from in front.
They certainly will, and they go back to the top of their order with Andrew Campbell stepping in now. And that's pressure on the Sox. They're going to have to chase.
We've seen that one run has been enough so far this weekend. Is this one run going to hold up?
No, will not. We're in the second inning. Come on. This is going to be a couple of runs scored by both clubs here for sure.
You've got a strikeout machine on the mound for the Brisbane Bandits.
Dormany's no slouch on the hill for the Sox either.
That is correct. Swing and a miss from Campbell. 1 ball and 1 strike. And I guess that makes it a big play in centre field, Harrow, because if they score that an error on Michael Krause, that becomes an unearned run.
They're not going to do it.
And it obviously hasn't been scored that, so now it will go in as the earned run. Hyde inside. It could have even held, if he doesn't make that mistake and bobble it, he could have held Marjama at second, and in which case he probably does score. It's you know.
Should have.
Exactly right. It is what it is. It is 1-0 the Bandits over the Blue Sox. That's exactly what it is. And Andrew Campbell trying to stretch that. They have runners at first and second. Martinez at second. Liam Taylor, the early hero for the Bandits with that RBI single. Stands at first. That one gets away from Murphy. That'll advance the runners now to second and third. The Bandits now with a big chance to extend this one-run lead. If Andrew Soupy Campbell can find a way to slot one through this infield, they will certainly score 2. Martinez will score from third, and just the looks of Liam Taylor, the way he got back to the fence to take that catch from D'Antonio, he certainly has wheels, and he will be going with 2 out from second base on the crack of the bat. So you'd expect him to score if he can find a way through. He doesn't. He swings over the top of a full count pitch, does Campbell. He goes down on strikes. The Blue Sox will get out of the top of the second inning, but not before a little bit of damage has been done by the Brisbane Bandits. They plate the first run of the game, and halfway through the second innings, they lead the Blue Sox 1-0.
Yeah, they certainly do, Cam. It is going to be a battle royal here. The weather is settling in nicely. The wind, I think, is dropping off just a little.
Yeah, it has just dropped off ever so slightly. I had a look at the weather stats again. It had dropped from about 24, 25 miles an hour average down to 10 kilometres an hour average. So the wind has halved, which will help, but still won't make it easy to hit them out of this place.
Yeah, I will, just for the information of our viewers, just prior to this game and prior to the national anthem, you may well have seen on screen that the players held a minute's silence from both clubs. And Adam Dobb, of course, the owner of the Sydney Blue Sox, the CEO, made the announcement, and it was minute's silence was in respect of the father of Mark Reedy, the owner of the Brisbane Bandits. Mark's father, Matthew, passed away on Thursday during this week, and a very sad time for the Reedy family, of course, but they will now celebrate Matthew Reedy's achievements, Matthew John Reedy, and I believe he was about 82 years old, and a very integral part and leader of that family, and the Reedy family are well known in the Brisbane area, of course, and they have a great business background, and of course Matthew John Reedy will be sadly missed by all of the family, and our condolences and commiserations to Mark and all of his family around him as well. The children, grandchildren, of course, there, and all the Reedy family, basically, good family. They work very, very hard. So our condolences from Sports Broadcasting Australia and the Sydney Blue Sox broadcast team to the Reedy family, and as you move ahead and celebrate your father's life. It was good in respect of celebrating people's lives. The Blue Sox and Bandits are very, very good at that, of course. Last night, the ground announcer for the last, long time that I know of, Trent Koch, his dad passed about 3 weeks ago, And there was also remembrance of his life last night on behalf of the Bandits, but also that family comes out of Newcastle. And, of course, New South Wales Baseball and Country Baseball New South Wales suffer that loss as well. But, again, celebrate his life. So to everybody, our commiserations.
Sorry, Harrow. Big boss man, Boss Moanaroa, to lead things off for the Blue Sox. Gift Nagope and Michael Kraus. They are the due-ups for the Sydney side here in the bottom of the second. Let's see whether there is any response, immediate response from the Blue Sox. They need to threaten. It took them a long time to do so in game one of this doubleheader. 6 innings, in fact, to get a base hit. The Bandits already with 4 by my count in this game.
4 hits, yep. I've got the same tally, Cam. They've put the foot on the pedal somewhat. It's up to Sydney to keep pace now.
Atherton fires in a called strike, so Moanaroa very quickly behind 0-2 to Tim Atherton.
They've also left 3 runners on base, the Bandits. If that's not a threat, I don't know what is.
Atherton reaches back, tries the breaking pitch, just can't get control of it, loses it up and out. He's a little bit dirty on himself there, Tim Atherton. He knew he had the right pitch to get Moanaroa with. He just couldn't get it anywhere near the strike zone to tempt Boss Moanaroa.
Made him adjust his ankle protector. Maybe he just pulled his socks up. Let's see if Boss really did.
1-2 pitch is the breaking pitch, line straight at first baseman Martinez. And he will take it on the first hop, run it to the base himself. And Moanaroa down on that put out by Jeremy Martinez, the first baseman tonight for the Brisbane Bandits.
First base umpire down there, Jordan Taylor, right over the top of that play, gave a clear signal that was in fair territory. Nobody in any doubt as to what had to take place there.
So Moanaroa down, Gift Nagope to the plate for the Blue Sox.
Good umpiring crew in again tonight, 4-man system, which is good for the game. 4 umpires out there is excellent, that those gentlemen can make themselves available. Bob Crawford behind the plate, Jordan Taylor at first, Ben Nash at second base in the middle, Trent Thomas down the third base line.
Tim Atherton ready to go to Gift Nagope now. And a called strike to start things off. Gift taking all the way. Atherton in no rush. He's a man in control of what he's doing out there the moment, Tim Atherton. Just misses outside with that pitch to Nagope.
Atho looks stronger than he has ever before as well, I might say. He's built, he's very, very fit and very, very strong. And, of course, we watched him through his younger years in the state competition.
Still comes down and plays for the Vikings, apparently, Harrow. Okay. Still comes down and plays for the Vikings in the State Baseball League of New South Wales from weekend to weekend, even though he is a Bandit. So whenever he doesn't have Bandits duties, often on a Wednesday night, something like that, he'll come down and help out for, run the outfield and take a few at-bats for the
just passing
the
through,
Vikings.
Saw your light on, thought I'd call in.
Pretty much.
The 1-2 pitch.
1-2 to Nagope, swung on and drilled straight at Wade Dutton, stays down nicely. Comes up with a routine ground ball, does Wade Dutton. There's out number 2 for the Bandits here in the bottom of the second. And again, the Blue Sox bats are asleep. Time to wake them up.
Ooh-ah. So through 2 innings in the top half, Brisbane have gone through 10 batters. 4 in the first. 6 in the second, 10 batters through 2 innings, 5 already for the Blue Sox. 5 straight outs for the Bandits. On the Blue Sox, and at the plate, Michael Kraus.
Kraus takes the first pitch on that outside edge for a called strike.
And that's where it is. He's still looking at it, asking the question.
Michael Kraus also not happy. So that's 3 hitters now not happy with the outside edge being given to the pitcher.
You know, it's a matter of adjustment, really.
But you can't be upset. That's the same pitch 3 times to 3 totally different hitters that have been called a strike 3 times to 2 different pitches. So the umpire's obviously giving the pitchers those couple of inches on the outside edge of the plate. So as a hitter, you've just got to adjust.
It also means that the pitcher is probably not going to get the inside edge.
Well,
as much as he thinks.
Yeah, correct.
It's not a 24-inch wide zone yet.
It could be. 1-1 pitch. Nice breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Krause, no problems with that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Breaking pitches from Tim Atherton always hard to read. They come out of his hand the same way. They don't break till very, very late at the zone.
A 1-2 pitch from Atherton to Krause. Fastball right down the tube. Strike number 3. Krause cannot be concerned about that. That was absolutely picture perfect from Tim Atherton. And that is another strikeout for Tim Atherton. Number 2 for the evening. Both of them caught looking, and that will end the second inning. So after 2 completed innings here at Blue Sox Stadium, it is the Brisbane Bandits leading the Sydney Blue Sox 1-0.
Are you struggling with the rising cost of power? You are not alone. Over 2 million Australian homes have now installed solar. The average size solar system can save you around $500 a quarter, add value to your home and reduce your carbon footprint. SolarAy is Australia's largest independent solar and storage installer, located right here in Blacktown. Talk to the team at SolarAy to find out if solar is right for you. Visit solaray.com.au/Blue Sox today. SolarAy Energy, proud sponsors of your Sydney Blue Sox.
Back at Blue Sox Stadium, where the Bandits have the early lead, 1-0 over the Blue Sox. And again, as we promised, it was going to be a pitcher's duel, and it is looking that way. Tim Atherton, 6 up, 6 down. Isn't giving the Blue Sox anything early. Thomas Dormany looked good in the first innings. Just gave up a couple of hits in that second innings, which came back to haunt him. As Liam Taylor, the young man batting in the 9 slot, did the job for the Bandits.
Yeah, the Bandits have certainly got their sights on this game without doubt. They are rolling along nicely here. They've had 4 hits. They've left 3 runners on base. They're putting some pressure on the Sox, and the Sox are going to have to keep up and then try and catch up. So the first thing they have to do is play enough here to keep up. Everybody set here, slightly different infield. Brisbane Bandits, it is Logan Wade. There we go with the Wades again. Logan Wade out on a ground ball, down the line to third base, and that is Andy Burns out there now. So a 5-3 out for the lead-off Logan Wade. 1 up, 1 down, the Bandits here, top of the third inning.
The Blue Sox just have to wake their bats up. They only had 2 hits in the 7-inning game, and they've gone 2 innings here in the second game of the doubleheader and still come up with no hits. So
that's the fear.
They're really struggling to actually get at these Brisbane pitchers at the moment. So you tip your lids to the Brisbane pitchers. They're doing a magnificent job. The Blue Sox have just got to try and stay close and then maybe take advantage at the latter end of the game.
Absolutely. Left fielder Tim Colwell at the plate now. And Dormany pulls a strike for his first pitch on Colwell. 0-1 Sox, not in their rhythm yet. Hopefully they'll catch that up and they'll get into their rhythm when they're at the plate. Their defence, they need to hold on to that as well, make sure they keep there. And here's some information coming through about Liam Taylor right now, Cam, and I'll
awesome.
pass that over to you.
So much.
A read of that. The Redcliffe Padres. And I'll give you that. You can do that little bit of research completed. Thank you very much for that info. That ball's in play down the first base side from Colwell. It's on the line, it's rolled back in. It is still fair, still fair, still fair. On the line,
and
still
stayed fair.
Stayed there, rolled in and out and in and out. Didn't cross the line, stayed on the line, went back to the grass and rolled in and out again. So Tim Colwell safely at first base with a single picked up by Jack Murphy eventually. So we'll call it a single to position 2.
It's a single to 2,
catcher,
absolutely.
And he's on base. And yeah, certainly. And Colwell didn't worry about where the ball was. He just took off up the line. That brings to the plate the designated hitter, Mitch Nilsson. This time hitting as a right-hander, so switch hitter, Mitch Nilsson. He's gone left side for the first game. I think he was left side the first time at the plate, and now hitting from the right. Pick-off attempt. And Colwell watching that, jogs back to first base easily. But Domini just keeping him honest. Nielsen waits patiently, getting a lead. Tim Colwell at first. So Bandits with the runner on again. One out here. We're in the top of the third inning at Blue Sox Stadium at Blacktown International Sports Park in the west of Sydney. Runner goes. And Nielsen leaves that alone. Lets the runner get up there to second. Easily, Tim Colwell, stolen base. So now with the runner in scoring position, Tim Colwell stands at second. Nielsen free to hit away. And Bandits putting pressure on again. Thomas Dorman, he has a look, comes to the plate.
Just missed downstairs. Just missed downstairs.
A very patient at bat here by Mitch Nielsen. Bandits very steady, very solid. Dormany hits one down the first base line. It will get through from Nielsen.
Should score a run. No, they're going to hold him.
Right field. They hold the runner at third.
Nice throw from Campbell.
Tempted to run him, but they do score another run.
No,
they didn't. He went back.
He held, they respected the arm of Campbell, who fired it into the plate.
It was actually Mike Majama running across home plate to wave him down or wave him back, helping out. I saw the yellow jersey cross the line. So Majama down there. So Colwell advances to third on that single to right field side by Mitch Nielsen. So single to 9, runners on the corners for the Bandits, and Mike Majama at the plate, the third baseman, and he showed he can hit a ball hard in the previous game. He got on with a single down the third base side in his previous appearance in this game. Whoa. That got him on the...
He fouled that into his boot.
Yeah, that's got
fouled it onto the inside of his boot. He is wearing a shield on that left, the left toe, but I think it went into the left ankle more so than the left boot.
That's a stinger. That is a stinger. You can see him hobbling around.
You're going to have to walk that one off.
And that is what he's doing. That was
I'll take this opportunity to thank the listener and the viewer that tuned in, that fired us that SMS in. Didn't put their name on the end of it, unfortunately, but gave us a little bit of information about Liam Taylor, who currently plays for the Redcliffe Padres, was a 2017 development player for the Brisbane Bandits before he headed off to college in Independence, Kansas.
That's a town.
So there you go. And is the nephew, and those people around the game might know the name Trent Durrington.
Certainly.
Is the nephew of Trent Durrington.
Yep. Very talented Trent Durrington. He had a great career. And he went off to college. He went to a bit of pro ball, I believe, as well. And a great player.
Mike Majama might be done.
Yeah, he's hobbling off.
Hobbling back to the dugout. No, he's just going to walk it off onto... Sorry. It just looked like he was heading back to the dugout there for a second, but he quickly turned left and went back towards the batter's box.
Not walking too well at all, to be honest.
Bobby Crawford giving him plenty of time behind the plate to get himself right.
Had to be the bones in his feet, those little bones in the top of his instep, I think, is all it could be.
Metatarsals.
Thank you, Doctor.
Well, I was a vet at one stage.
A vet?
I was a horse vet for several years.
We'll get Mike Majama up to have a look at you.
If he's done a fetlock, you know what we do.
Us
horse vets, we just put up the curtain. If he's done a fetlock, up will go the curtain.
Oh, he rips one out to centre field, but there's a man out there by the name of Michael Krause. He plays to home plate. They go to the infield. Bandits get another run. Tim Colwell slides in easily from third base, and that ball cut off on the infield there. Bosmo and Aroa getting that one to see what else they can cut off and limit the damage. But not until after Mike Majama, after all of that, hurt foot and everything, hurdled up the line to first base with a
sack
fly ball.
Yeah,
it was going back. Mitch Nielsen going back to first.
Sack fly for Mike Majama, so he will get the sacrifice and the RBI.
I'm going good, Camp.
There's only 6 innings to go, Harry. You'll be right.
Two out now.
RBI for Mike Majama, and all of a sudden the Bandits lead it 2-0. This one hit up the middle. It's going to be a tough play for Eunice, and he won't make it.
Not made. Could not get it out of his glove. So Nielsen stands at second base, being advanced off that hit from Wade Dutton, as it turns out.
Very quickly put up an error. So an error on Jacob Eunice, the second baseman for the day.
Okay. That was on his exchange, I think, glove to hand, maybe.
Correct. It was trying to just flick it up to Nagope covering the bag. So the Blue Sox starting to self-implode a little bit here this afternoon. And the Bandits don't need any invitation to come to the party.
Well, Wade Dutton at first, Mitch Nilsson standing at second base. Bandits with their foot to the floor, 2 out here. Top of the third inning, Jeremy Martinez at the plate. Wow, first baseman tonight. Rips that one to shortstop, and Gopay's there. And Gopay gets it across, and they get the force at second base. Jacob Eunice getting the out on the 6-4. And that is Martinez. Sorry, not Martinez. Wade Dutton becomes the third out on that ground ball. And it will be Martinez on left on base with the fielder's choice. So 3 out, 1 run scored. Brisbane add to their tally of 1 by doubling it to 2 runs halfway through the third inning. It is the Brisbane Bandits 2 runs leading the Blue Sox 0.
For all your printer and copier needs, speak to the professionals at Mytronics. Mytronics are Australia's largest brand independent office equipment and supplies company. Mytronics are proud to be wholly Australian owned and operated and stock only the best and most famous brands of printers and copiers. Mytronics guarantee to better any valid Australian quote, so you can be sure that you are getting not only the best value and service, but the best of everything when it comes to buying or leasing a printer or copier from Mytronics. So jump online and check out the massive range of printers, copiers, and all of the services provided at mytronics.com.au. Mytronics are proud sponsors of the Sydney Blue Sox.
Well, back here from the Skybox where you're listening to the Sports Broadcasting Australia's Blue Crew for the Sydney Blue Sox. And we'll be here for every game all season. Cheerleaders active in the grandstand, entertaining the crowd. It's a good atmosphere out here on this wonderful Saturday night of baseball. Game 3 of Series 3 in the ABL 2019-20 competition. And teams like the Bandits, the Sydney Blue Sox, Melbourne Aces, Perth, everybody stamping their mark on this baseball series throughout the season. And the Auckland team, the Tuatara, having a go as well. And Canberra Cavalry, Tuatara leading that Canberra Cavalry game by 4 runs to 0 at this
that
point
one's done.
in time.
So only 7 innings in Auckland,
Oh,
mate. They only play 7 over there.
I've only got 6, so I'll have to refresh this screen, I guess.
Oh, yep, ball game's done. I was just having a look at a tweet. That's the ball game. Jimmy Boyce leads the Tuatara to a 4-2 to win over the Cavalry to lead them to a 3-8 overall record.
Yeah, refresh the screen, Cam. Got it all up to date right now.
Major leaguer Josh Cole-Menta on the mound tomorrow for the game 2 for the Tuatara.
Okay, interesting. We go to the bottom of the third innings for the Blue Sox. It's Michael Campbell. A strike on Campbell to start with.
Can the Blue Sox bats finally wake up here in the third inning? They've been slumbering all day.
They've been 6 up, 6 down so far in this game. We are in the bottom of the third. Bandits leading 2-0 now. Campbell lifts one into deep left field. Coming in on that as Tim Colwell calls everybody. He's got it down the line. No problem there for Colwell on a high fly ball to position 7.
Make it 7 down in order for the Blue Sox. They went 16 down in game 1 in order. They've started off the exact same way here in game 2.
And that will bring Jack Murphy to the plate. And the crowd chanting Murphy is the noise you can hear in the background. They want a result. They want something to happen. Somebody for the Blue Sox has to open this game up and get their account started.
Jack struggling with the bat again this season. Tick over the dollar mark, and that's about all he's batting for the Blue Sox. Has struggled the last couple of seasons with the bat.
Leaves that one on the inside from Tim Atherton.
They need him to get hot. Well, he follows a very gifted middle order. Eunice, Burns, Moen, Aroa, Nagope.
Atherton just had a little bit of a breather between pitches there.
Jack Murphy got a fly in the face. He apologised to the umpires and to Tim Atherton for pulling out as late as he did.
The Blue Sox blue fly.
That's it.
Check location on the 1-0 pitch. Murphy lifts that one deep right field. There's 2 guys out there going for it. It'll be inside the fence on the warning track. Liam Taylor calls everybody off. Andrew Campbell coming across in a backup role, but Liam Taylor takes the catch off a deep and high fly ball from Jack Murphy. So a fly ball to position 9. So they've flown out to left, flown out to right for the second out here.
I was expecting to get a little bit more excited about that one. Jack crushed it, but again, with this breeze coming in from centre field and the big alleys here at Blacktown International Sports Park.
Go a little bit too high.
It was only ever getting as far as the warning track. It was out of every other ballpark in the country.
Yep.
Don't worry about that. There was no other ballpark in Australia that the ABL plays that was staying in.
Because as you described, Cam, the centre outfield areas have a bulge in them. They don't just cut straight across the centre field.
Quite often it is a straight line from centre field to the wall, which means that it's slightly less distance to hit it over the alleys than it is to straightaway centre field. Whereas here, the walls go out and around to form a perfect semicircle, which means the alleys are as deep, if not deeper, than straightaway centre field.
And it's 400 feet to straightaway centre field from home plate. Alex Howe in the left-handed hitter's box right now, facing Atherton. 1-1 pitch. High and outside. So Howe being very patient at the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike on the left fielder. 2-1 pitch. Fouled off by Howe. Right there in the zone. He just laid the bat behind it.
Just need to get something going, the Blue Sox.
He's a little bit quicker through the zone.
Just shift that momentum.
Yeah, exactly. They just need something. That will change the momentum.
Just to lift
of the
them.
game.
Just to give them a lift.
Atherton starts again. 2-2 pitch this time. Howe rips one up the third base side.
Maybe that's
what they need. Deep into the corner. Howe turns. Heads for second. He'll stand up at second. Nice double for Alex Howe as he rips it down the left-hand side. Well and truly inside the line past third base and rolls it right up into the deep left field corner. Retrieved by Tim Colwell, but a long time after, already standing at second base having a rest, Alex Howe. Double to position 7. That will get something going. A runner in scoring position and the first runner on base in this game here this evening, which started at 6:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Runner in scoring, 2 out. Bottom of the third, back to the top of the order for Trent D'Antonio.
Now, will that fire up the Blue Sox? Their first hit of the game, a double. D'Antonio, we saw at his last at-bat, hit it as far as you can and keeping it inside the diamond. Atherton, of course, takes all the pace off it, throws the breaking pitch in for a called strike and immediately gets in front of D'Antonio.
Not D'Antonio's pitch, that one. He watched it go through. Just getting a sighter, I think. One can only hope.
He got a sighter on the last time he saw one from Atherton. He just only hit it at 320 feet out there or something. He hit it 319.
Yeah, just a little short. Not much.
People often say that about Trent, but it's not true.
Missing outside there. Atherton going curve. It started a little high and missed out wide.
A base hit is what the Blue Sox want.
These two would be good mates. They played for one of the state league clubs here together, the Canterbury club. D'Antonio and Atherton were in the lineup. Pops one up over the pivots now.
Nowhere.
Shortstop for Logan Wade. Logan Wade, no trouble whatsoever. Fly ball to position 6. Brings up the third out. They leave Alex Howe stranded at second base. But at least there was a base runner out there. And this time it is now 10 batters up and retire for no runs in the bottom of the third innings. The score remains Brisbane Bandits 2 runs, Sydney Blue Sox 0.
Struggling with the rising cost of power? You are not alone. Over 2 million Australian homes have now installed solar. The average size solar system can save you around $500 a quarter, add value to your home and reduce your carbon footprint. SolarAy is Australia's largest independent solar and storage installer, located right here in Blacktown. Talk to the team at SolarAy to find out if solar is right for you. Visit solaray.com.au/Blue Sox today. SolarAy Energy, proud sponsors of your Sydney Blue Sox.
And back at Blue Sox Stadium, we are heading to the top of the 4th inning. The Bandits adding a run in the second, another in the third, and that is where we stand. 2-0, the Bandits over the Blue Sox. Tim Atherton only giving up the one hit so far. A couple of strikeouts, no walks. Dormany giving up, so that's 6 hits in his 3 innings so far. Battaglia to lead things off for the Bandits. William Taylor and Andrew Campbell, the due-ups. Dormany ready to go to work on the mound for the Blue Sox.
Yep, Battaglia steps in. He's got his office in order. And his first appearance this weekend. Swing and miss on that. Dormany, nice pitch. Nice way to start on the lead off here in the top of the fourth. Working away, missing that time. Maybe a little low, a little too far outside for the umpire's liking, so a 1-1 pitch now. Gets him swinging again. So is Dormany now confident? He needs to be. He needs to show the other players that...
He just needs to keep shutting the Bandits down and giving the Blue Sox some sort of chance to get back into this game, but it won't matter if the Blue Sox bats don't wake up.
That's exactly right. And just got to work with the team now, get the outs. Infield set regulation, as you would on a lead-off. Dormany with the 2-2 pitch, fouls it off over the top of our broadcast booth here in the skybox at Blue Sox Stadium. As he's confident, it gives the Sox a chance in defence, limit the Bandits' attack, and then come back with an attack of their own. And missing that one, Dormany, I would say down.
Yeah, down and in. Just using that big left-handed breaking pitch, trying to get it down underneath the hands of Liam Taylor, should he wish to have swung at it.
Yeah, and Murphy should be conjuring something up behind home plate right here, right now, and gets him to foul another one off down the third base line.
He again went for that low inside pitch, tried to get it in under the bat of Taylor. Especially after Taylor just lent on an outside pitch in his first at-bat and just lent it into right field for an RBI single.
We mentioned the Redcliffe Padres being the club that Taylor is from, Liam Taylor. And they're a good, strong club up there in a great suburb north of Brisbane. Up on the coast, coastal suburb, a lovely area. Cheerio called a Kishore Singh and his family. Hope you tuned in and watching. Of course, they're very involved with Redcliffe. Way left up high from Dormany. Of course, the Redcliffe Padres, part of the Greater Brisbane League, as they call it. The GBL is the state league in Brisbane. Very strong competition. The feeder for the Bandits. Missing outside again, Dormany. Well and truly outside.
Yeah, Murphy trying to bring it back to that area that Bobby Crawford will give, but
full count.
Not subtle enough.
3-2 pitch now. Has to put it into the zone, has to be defended by Taylor. Who wins this battle? Is it Thomas Dormany from the Blue Sox or is it Liam Taylor from the Bandits? One out here, top of the fourth innings for the Bandits. Didn't like that ball, threw it away. Got a nice fresh one off the umpire. Plate umpire Bob Crawford feeds that out to him. Dormany ready to go. Full count pitch. And rings him up. He left that alone right on the top edge of the zone. Nicely called, nicely pitched by Dormany. Taylor goes down looking. KC frozen on that one. 2 up, 2 down. The Bandits top of the fourth. And that will take us back to the top of the batting order for the Bandits. Through centre fielder Andrew Soupy Campbell as the Glenn Campbell music plays in the background.
Oh, a little bit of old Rhinestone Cowboy.
Snippet of Campbell music. Of course, Kishore, that I mentioned in the last comment, is the man responsible for the music at the Bandits home games. Oh, rips that one to left field, but there's a man out there by the name of Alex Howe again, and that is the third out. Alex Howe charges in on a fly ball from Andrew Campbell. A fly ball to position 7 brings up the third out. And for the first time this evening in this game 3, the Bandits go 3 up, 3 down off the pitching of Thomas Dormany and the defence of the Sydney Blue Sox left fielder Alex Howe. So halfway through the fourth innings, it's the Bandits leading the Sydney Blue Sox by 2-0.
And if you'd like to be part of the commentary team, we'd love to have you and have your input, even if it's just to give you a shout out, a cheerio. Let us know where you're calling from or tweeting from. Drop us a message up here in the skybox. You can send us an SMS if you wish. That number is 0412 203 068. 0412 203 068. Or you can send us a tweet. Plenty of interaction happening on the Twitter sphere. And the handle is at Blue Sox TV, all one word, at Blue Sox TV. We will get it up here. We'll be more than happy to say hello to you wherever you may be from, whoever you may be cheering for. We're more than happy to say hello, give you guys a bit of a shout out and get you involved. Any questions you might have, anything you might want to ask us, please feel free. We'd love to have you as part of the BlueSox.tv broadcasts.
Yeah, we certainly would, Cam, and we will head to the bottom of the fourth innings now. And everybody in the crowd, everybody to a person, I think, hoping and praying that Blue Sox can come out of the dugouts with angry bats.
And don't forget, if you are in and around Sydney, get down here tomorrow, 1 p.m. first pitch for Ladies' Day. That's right, it will be Ladies' Day where we will celebrate all things women in baseball, whether it be the baseball players, whether it be the mothers that take the kids to the game, whether it be the scorers or the unsung heroes around your club that do the canteen or stuff like that, celebrating all women in baseball all over the state tomorrow.
The Women's League, and our co-commentator Amy Collins will be back on air
She'll
tomorrow.
Be up here. We'll all be pretty in pink. I'll have my pink Blue Sox jersey ready to go.
And we just got a good day from somebody.
Please put your names on the end of them so we can give you a shout out.
I'll give you a shout out. G'day, g'day. And of course, I've seen also some ladies walk around to the grandstand tonight with their pink Blue Sox jerseys on. They look sensational.
The Blue Sox will be revealing a new Ladies' Day jersey tomorrow, something different to what they've had previously. So that's one to look out for. And apparently from my sources say that it will be on sale tomorrow once it is unveiled, and the players' jerseys will actually be auctioned off.
As Jacob Eunice steps in to lead off the bottom of the fourth for the Sox. And we will attempt to get Atherton's pitch count for you. It's not shown, we know that, from Justin in Brisbane. Justin, we'll get you that count as soon as we can get our hands on it.
Yeah, our boys in the tech truck only have 2 hands each.
Yeah, we'll try to get that relayed to us from the scorer's booth.
We tried to get Henry the Octopus from the Wiggles, but he wasn't
Lays
available.
Down a bunt. Eunice takes off up the line,
look at it,
and
screw
it's
out.
going to roll foul.
Look at it, screw out of play.
And charging down the line with Battaglia looking at it, the pitcher, Tim Atherton, looking at it, but
there was no play. Nobody had a chance of getting Eunice.
there's been a change. Jeremy Martinez is at third base now. He charged down the line
I was
foul
going to say,
and grabbed it.
that's Sutherland at first base. So
Yeah.
Majama, after he got hit on the ankle, has obviously come out of the game.
I would say.
Yeah, obviously he has come out of the game.
Yeah, so Jeremy Martinez now at third base.
We'll guarantee that when the Bandits get around to batting there. But an 0-2 pitch coming up for Tim Atherton.
So Eunice nearly got one in there. Stayed a long time on the grass. He hits this to right field side, out towards Liam Taylor. Taylor's all over it. Liam Taylor takes a great catch, a fly ball to right field side. That brings up the first out on Jacob Eunice.
All over it like a baseball commentator on a free feed.
Yeah, good on you, Cam. We've still got plenty left too, by the way. That's supper tonight. So just confirming, David Sutherland goes to first base out of the dugout. Simple change for the coaching staff. And Martinez now at third base, crosses the corners. And at the plate, Andy Burns. And he rips one to the left field side. And planted underneath it, Tim Colwell takes another one. Fly to position 7 left field.
Been the difference at the moment, hasn't it? The Blue Sox have hit the ball hard, but they've hit it straight to where the outfielders are or can get to, whereas the Bandits have been slotting it into holes at the moment.
Cannot find the gaps, the Blue Sox. 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the 4th for the Sox.
A shout out to the Hughes family. Daniel Hughes tuned in, and Dustin Hughes wants a shout out, so we'll throw a big hello out to Dustin. He's a Blue Sox fan, but the Hughes family, of course, living in Queensland, so a little bit difficult for the Hughes family, but a big shout out to both Daniel and Dustin. Good evening to you both.
Okay, all good.
Boss Moen Aroa into the batter's box now.
So Moen settles in. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate.
Just as quickly as that, Moen Aroa behind 0-2 on a couple of nice pitches from Atherton.
And the g'day was from Jacob. Thanks, Jacob, for confirming that. Shout out to Big Jacob. That's a big shout out to Jacob. Moen still in there. The 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Way over the third base side of the function room here. Hit the car park and bounced as high as the grandstand did as well.
I'm glad it missed the cars in the car park.
Me too.
Is that the near car park or the far car park?
It's the far car park, that one. The near car park's just out the back here.
There we go.
It's down the left field side.
That's for you, P-Mac.
A few more messages coming in. We'll get to those very, very soon. Moen pops one up on the infield now. Underneath it, we've got Battaglia going for it. Battaglia calls everybody off. Atherton was looking for the catch himself. Martinez wasn't there, though. He'd gone across towards the shortstop position. And Battaglia
as per usual, they were shifting.
Yep, yeah, they were.
They were shifting on Moen Aroa. And
Atho actually went for the ball, looked up momentarily towards third base and saw nobody but grass.
the Blue Sox down in order again here, top of the bottom of the 4th, so 4 completed innings. The Blue Sox cannot get anything going on the pitching of Tim Atherton and the defence of the Brisbane Bandits. 4 completed. It is the Bandits leading the Blue Sox 2-0. Design Choice brings every space to life with a design solution that is conceptually beautiful, practical, cost-effective and durable for even the toughest commercial environments. Working with clients and the furniture industry for 20 years, you can rely on their knowledge and high-quality items. The Design Choice team know that selecting the right piece of furniture can be the difference between becoming just another restaurant and becoming the new destination hotspot. To see some of their creative designs, head to designchoice.net.au. Design Choice are proud sponsors of your Sydney Blue Sox.
And that's it, Cam. It's a great website and they do a great job. High quality work. Shout out to the Carlo Cougars, their third win on the bounce today. Congratulations, Carlo Cougars. And Justin, yeah, having a bit of fun. We are. Justin, his bro was watching. He heard his name. Wrong receiver, lots of laughs. No problem whatsoever. We'll give you that pitch count still when we get it. We haven't got it yet. Leading off, Logan Wade at the plate for the Bandits.
We do have a research department here, so we will work on that.
That'll be coming through soon. And 1-1 pitch now on Logan Wade. Set in there. Dormany, of course, still on the mound for the Blue Sox. No reason for him to leave. Thomas Dormany. And bringing up good numbers so far this season. That's ripped into the gap. It'll go between left field, centre field, going out left field. Howe chases it all around the place in deep left field towards centre, mainly backed up by Michael Krause. But Alex Howe has to retrieve that and get it back in. But at the end of that play, Logan Wade with a stand-up double to left field side. That's the way it goes into the book. It was a long way towards centre, but big chase for Alex Howe.
Well, that's been the difference between the two teams. The Bandits have found the holes at the moment. The Blue Sox have found the fielders.
Certainly have. Tim Colwell steps in now, left-handed hitter's box, of course. But pressure being put on again. Gift and Gopay right behind Logan Wade. Obviously mates from a previous life, and he's right behind him, right in his back pocket, and they're still chatting to each other.
See them having a chat there as they're at the very front of your screen.
Of course, Logan stands in front of Gift now, just to block his view. So he said, if the balls come your way, you're probably not going to see it, Gift, because I'm going to block it. You won't see it. I'll get out of your way. I won't interfere. Very good chat.
Has a chat as he wanders past. Gets in his back pocket, grabs his belt and says, I'm not going to let you go, and then backs away.
Gift has his hand behind his back like a school principal. He does that quite often, actually, at shortstop between pitches. As a walk around, puts his hands behind his back. School principal, he is doing a bit of supervising out there. Playground supervising. Colwell in there now with a 1-1 pitch count. And let's see if Dormany can shut him down. Find a way to get him out.
Take this opportunity to do a quick shout out to Kyle Holmes. Up there in Queensland, they're big Brisbane Bandits fans, that family. And Kyle's been out in the hot Queensland sun working his backside off around the house to entitle him to come in and have a cold beverage and a watch of the Bandits versus the Blue Sox here from Sydney. So well done, Kyle. Good to see you out doing some chores around the house to keep everybody happy.
It's only 6:45 in my hometown now.
Shall we go with the obligatory 1983 joke?
Oh, Dave Bronham reckons it's 1940 up there.
No, you're into the 80s.
Right field hit, fly ball out there. Michael Campbell will not have any trouble with that whatsoever, and throws it back into second base to try and stop that runner, and he does. Logan Wade stays put at second base. Tim Colwell out on a fly ball to right field. Very high one, but that's one out to the Blue Sox and Thomas Dormany, that fly ball. One out. Top of the fifth innings, a runner at second base in the shape of Logan Wade. That brings to the plate the DH for the Bandits, Mitch Nilsson.
Another loyal friend of the summer of baseball, followed us for many years, Samantha Bainrott down in Canberra. Shout out watching her Blue Sox go around. Good evening to you, Samantha. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday evening down there in the nation's capital.
Have to find that Kyle Holmes to get him not to work so hard and get such a good rap off his wife. I bet he gets tomorrow off.
Well, it is Sunday. Nobody works. Nobody works on the Sabbath.
Oh, really?
Apart from us, we'll be here.
We'll be here.
11 o'clock, won't we? We'll be out here bright and early.
We will deliver. Rip to left side.
Dying
it's high.
quickly.
It's going to die in front of Alex Howe. And that will be a safe hit to position 7. Mitch Nielsen. And a single to 7. And that moves Logan Wade to third base and endangers the Blue Sox once again. Runners on the corners for the Brisbane Bandits. Putting pressure with 1 out on the Sydney Blue Sox. We're in the top of 5. And at the plate will be David Sutherland, replacing Mike Majama.
Correct. Mike Majama fouled a ball into his ankle. And
David Sutherland still with that nice mow that he grows there. I don't think it's a Movember mow. I think he just likes it. Rips one through the middle, straight out to centre field, the number 43. And a run scores for the Bandits.
David Sutherland with that base hit, ladies and gentlemen, will bring up RBI number 200 in the ABL. A little piece of history you just watched there from David Sutherland. He is only the 3rd man in ABL history to come up with that number. The other 2, Alan D. Sam Miguel and Luke Hughes. So it goes into some elite company with that RBI single, does David Sutherland. Only the 3rd man in ABL history to get 200 RBIs. So a little piece of history there for David Goofy Sutherland.
Yeah, well done, Dave Sutherland. You've done very, very well, and what a momentous occasion for you to get that. And I don't know if everybody is aware of it in this ground or even in the dugout by the look of it. He's taking it in his stride, and he'll enjoy every minute of that. Maybe when he gets back to the dugout, Sutho is up there. Goofy, as he is affectionately called. And Chris Oxspring, pitching coach for the Blue Sox, out there having a visit, having a chat with Thomas Dormany during that little break. And big congratulations to David Goofy Sutherland.
Dormany getting hit harder tonight than we've seen him get hit so far in his previous 2 outings. The Brisbane Bandits are all over him tonight.
Wade Dutton stepping in now for the Bandits. 2 runners on, 1 run scored. They are now 3-0 in front of the Blue Sox. And they're just keeping the foot on the accelerator, the Bandits. Mistake-free baseball. Tough night for the Sox. They've got a lot of chasing to do. Ground ball, third base, straight off there to Burns. Burns turns the double. Yes, he does. He turns it through Jacob Eunice. And that's a great play. Good double play to shut down the attack of the Bandits. The first out there was on David Sutherland attacking second base. I believe that was 5 to 3.
5 to
4 to 3.
That's it, 5 to 4, 4 to 3.
The numbers, and Wade Dutton is the other end of that one, so he becomes the third out. David Sutherland, the second out, shuts down the attack of the Bandits. So nice double play turned there by the Blue Sox. The Bandits, however, add to their tally on the scoreboard. Halfway through the 5th innings, it is the Brisbane Bandits 3, leading the Sydney Blue Sox, no runs.
Lush Greenery is your comprehensive commercial supplier for all your artificial greenery requirements. From concept to completion, they are there every step of the way to help make your garden area or interior area look amazing. Lush Greenery covers your interior and exterior designs, from a range of barn doors to green walls, from planter boxes to climbing vines, and so much more. To see examples of their spectacular green walls and for more information, visit their website lushgreenery.com.au. Lush Greenery are proud sponsors of your Sydney Blue Sox.
And Cam, after 5 innings at the plate, Brisbane Bandits have come up with that extra run, but they've now got 9 hits on the board and they've left 6 runners stranded. That's pretty strong baseball with the bat for the Bandits. And now we go to the bottom of the 5th innings for the Sydney Blue Sox. And leading off will be Gift and Gopay. And Gopay will step in. He'll be followed up with Michael Kraus. And the responsibility of these 2 men is to get something going for the Sox.
Got to get some base runners.
The dugout
they've got to
without
threaten.
something in hand.
Got to threaten, got to get something happening. The Blue Sox are just really struggling on offense tonight.
Tim Atherton's got a lot to say in that.
Absolutely, he
He is
does.
limiting them.
You can't basically hit base hits off something that you can't lay your bat on. At the moment, Tim Atherton has been superb on the bump for the Brisbane Bandits, as he has been all season in his 2 starts for the Bandits so far, and his outings for Australia in the Premier 12 competition over there in Korea. He was superb there as well.
Thanks again to Justin. He says, yeah, good on you boys. Shout out to everybody down here in the broadcast. It's a way to get viewers involved, and we love it. We love to engage our audience,
We
Justin.
want the viewers involved. That's what it's all about.
The more the merrier.
Oh, thought we just lost picture
Who
there for a
lost
moment.
vision? Oops.
We lost audio a little bit early, but that's come back too. That's all good.
That was just a reminder that they're over there.
Couple of gremlins floating around as Atherton starts things off. The gift Nagope misses up and in.
Sports Broadcasting Australia's technical department doing a sensational job. With what they've got to work with, they are putting out some very, very good output there. That's Oscar and Owen. Atherton now to Ngope. And he waits for the call. He's a showman, isn't he? He is a showman. Just froze himself there as he jumped forward in the box. Didn't move, just froze for a moment. You saw it all on the big screen. For those of you with smart TVs where you get the internet up on your big 55-inch, 65-inch TV, great, and Ngope fouls one off over the top of my head. Crowd well involved tonight. Very nice crowd down in front of us that you can't actually see. The front of the grandstand, and there's 2 layers above what you can see on screen. Back into the lead-off. Gift and Ngope. Talking to him earlier before the game, and he just said he enjoys his baseball no matter what. He loves it, has fun. There he goes, bat to ball. Over the top of the broadcast booth yet again. We call it the Skybox, the blue crew from Sports Broadcasting Australia. We've got the best seat in the house, in my opinion. We're elevated. We look down on the ground. If I was a spectator, I'd be up in this grandstand about halfway along as well. Get a good view of everything, including right out to the outfield fence, right to the base of it. We can see the bullpens and everything from here. And rung up on an outside edge, perfectly cut.
And ladies and gentlemen, another little piece of history, back-to-back history for the Brisbane Bandits. That strikeout for Tim Atherton brings up his 300th strikeout in the ABL. He is only the 5th player to have done that in the history of the ABL. So a massive congratulations to Tim Atherton on 300 strikeouts here in the ABL.
Absolutely. There should almost be a timeout and a ground announcer to announce that 300. But 300 strikeouts in ABL baseball, that's sensational. Good on you, Tim Atherton. Great career there. And it was a good out. Certainly got plenty of the front corner of that zone. Did extremely well. And caught Ngope unawares. Michael Krause now gets his opportunity to do something for the Sox. Something into play would do. Anything. Make the Bandits play their half of the defence. Swing and a miss there as Atherton puts one through the strike zone. Down the bottom edge, perfectly located. Krause couldn't keep up with it. Tried. So Atherton ready again now. Is Krause ready? There's a challenge coming. 0-2 pitch. And he gets him swinging again. He challenged him, did Atherton. Didn't go away from him. Threw the challenge at Krause and got him swinging. K2, back-to-back strikeouts for Atherton. 2 up, 2 down, the Sydney Blue Sox, bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of 5. Nice clear shot across to right field there, looking from the third base side.
So 301 for Tim Atherton and counting.
Wowee. Michael Campbell stepping into the left-hand side of the plate. As he does, Atherton tries to paint the inside edge but misses. Might have also been trying to back Campbell up a little. Michael Campbell coming out of the Central Coast competition. Central Coast in the State League for New South Wales. And very reliable, honest player, you might say. Hard worker. And he lifts one into centre left field. That will get into the clear, it will drop. And they fumble it. It goes out behind the outfielders, Colwell and Campbell out there as well. And it is Michael Campbell at the plate. Campbell on Campbell. Becomes a double for Michael Campbell, and I think probably Tim Colwell at 7 was the first one to get a glove on that. So we'll go double to 7 without knowing any better. So certainly a double there. Standing up at second base is Michael Campbell. He does get some bat working for the Blue Sox, and he's only the second batter to get on base in this game, and we're in the bottom of the 5th.
They've got to back it up, the Blue Sox. They've got to go back to back. Get something happening.
Bottom of 5, it's up to Jack Murphy now to keep everything going. There is 2 out already here in bottom of 5. Murphy needs to keep the inning alive. Missing down low, Atherton inside, very low. A little bit of a hop in the dirt, I think. That ball goes back to the dugout.
Sorry, just doing some research and some stats, Harrow.
Don't apologise for that.
I can tell you, I'm just getting the list of players that have made the 300 strikeouts.
Cool.
I will bring you that in the half of the inning. At the end of the inning, so maybe after our little commercial break.
Okay, Atherton on Murphy. Fouled off by Murphy. Just getting a touch on the ball. Getting a feel for it there is the 51. It's showtime, Murph. Just getting his toes right in there on the edge of the batter's box. And, wants something here. Let's see what Atherton does with this pitch. Yes, he works inside for a ball. Murphy crowding the plate a little bit, tempting Atherton to go on the inside there and try and jam him up, but missed the zone. Two on the count, 2 balls, 1 strike on Jack Murphy. Murphy gets bat to ball, he drives it out at the right side, turn the corner for a run, they will cross the plate. Turning there, Michael Campbell crosses for a run for the Blue Sox. Is the momentum going to change now as Murphy gets a single and out to the right side?
It'll be a single to 4, even though they were playing a shift on Murphy, and Wade Dutton was playing out on the right field grass.
Very deep on the right field grass as well, halfway out to right field in fact. So a single to 4, Jack Murphy on the attack. 2 out here, bottom of 5. Is it a rally from the Blue Sox?
That's a massive 2 out single RBI for Jack Murphy to put the Blue Sox back and to lift their spirits a little bit, if nothing else.
Alex Howe with the opportunity to keep everything alive and maybe move Jack Murphy around into scoring position. Missing inside again is Atherton. Bottom of the 5th inning. We'll have to check the research department for pitch counts, Cam.
Yeah, we'll see if the research department is out and about. We'll see if we can get some pitch counts for the listeners.
Now, P. McMahon, contact in there. He's busy, I know, doing 2 jobs at the same time with both hands. Howe, Atherton, missing inside again, trying to jam Howe up. More messages coming in. We'll get to them in the break. We'll give you a shout out. Alex Howe ready again now. 2 balls, no strikes. Atherton goes outside, missing high. Three straight balls on Alex Howe. Is this Sydney on the attack? Can it keep going? Atherton behind in the count. 3 balls, no strikes on Howe. Gets that one in there for a called strike, nicely located by Atherton. Comes back on that, 3-1. Still the hitters count now. 3-1, the hitters count. Pitcher wants to come to the strike zone. Does not want to walk this batter.
Can't afford this innings to go much longer. The Blue Sox starting to feel it.
Fouled off by Howe, good plate defence. Getting the pitch count up, finally on Tim Atherton as well. Atherton stays off to the side of the hill, as you can see, just off the mound a little bit. Gathers his thoughts. It's a full count pitch for Alex Howe. And he gets it. He drives it high right field, though. Out there is Liam Taylor, and they take a catch. Howe becomes the 3rd out with a fly ball to the right field side. Underneath it, Liam Taylor, as we mentioned earlier, out there on the right side. 3 out now, shuts down the attack of the Sydney Blue Sox, but not until they start their account on the scoreboard. After 5 completed innings from Blue Sox Stadium, it is the Brisbane Bandits 3 runs, leading the Sydney Blue Sox 1.
In 1928, Petrus Cornelis Nicholas Middendorp founded his business, Middendorp Electric Goods Supply Company, selling imported light globes, vacuum cleaners and other electrical products. Business began booming, so Petrus and his sons opened the first Middendorp branch in a converted church on La Trobe Street in Melbourne in 1956. This was the first of many branches that would eventually spread across the country, trading as middies in its signature pink colour.
And back here at Blue Sox Stadium, the Blue Sox on the board. It is 3 runs to 1 in favour of the Bandits. And just running through a few of those stats that came up in that last innings. David Sutherland with his 200th RBI here in the ABL. He goes into an elite list. Alan D. Sam Miguel and Luke Hughes, the only other 2 players to have passed 200. They are both tied on 206 RBIs. So David Sutherland into the 200s, and the nearest only other player to them is Tim Kennelly on 187. And in terms of the strikeouts, Tim Atherton bringing up strikeout 300 and 301. He goes onto a list of 6 players to have reached 300 strikeouts. Brian Grenning leads that list with 376 strikeouts. Also on the list are Ryan Searle, Craig Anderson, Steve Kent and Matt Williams. They're the 5 above him. And so Tim Atherton again joining a very elite club in the 300 strikeout club. So some wonderful names. And I did get a chance, I spoke to Craig Anderson. He's in the ballpark, and I had a chance to have a chat to him a little bit earlier today. He's enjoying his retirement and the fact that he can sit up in the grandstand and watch some baseball rather than being involved and nail biting. Top of the 6th inning, Jeremy Martinez will lead things off for the Bandits. And I can tell you that Dormany's pitch count as we go into this 6th started at 89, has thrown 1 pitch, or 2 pitches in fact, so is now at 90 pitches for his outing. Tim Atherton at a very economical 67. So that's where the pitch counts are for those that were asking. And as I said, we thank our research department that do a great job of being able to get all those figures for us when we ask when available. So you can, as I said, send SMSs, tweets. This one a slow roller to Burns, the 3rd baseman. Has a little bit more time on this occasion to come up firing across the diamond. Martinez will be retired on the ground ball to 3rd base. First out here, top of the 6th. And a little bit more life and energy in the Blue Sox as they bounced out after scoring that run. Been a difficult afternoon. They only mounted a couple of hits and no runs in the first game of the doubleheader, and were struggling again here with the bats in the second game. Still plenty of time left as we're only about halfway through this game. Dormany still on the mound dealing for the Blue Sox now, faces Ryan Battaglia. Battaglia with a couple of K2s so far today. Don't be afraid to send us an SMS, 0412 203. Battaglia lifts this to deep right field. Going back is Campbell, has a read on it. He heads to the warning track and takes a comfortable catch out there in a right field. So 2 up, 2 down for the Bandits here in the top of the 6th. That SMS number again, 0412 203 068, 0412 203 068. Or, of course, you can always send us a tweet at Blue Sox TV, or one word, at Blue Sox TV. That'll get to us up here, and we'd love to say hello, give you a shout out. As into the batter's box comes Liam Taylor. He's 1 for 2, a strikeout and a single. And it was an RBI single that got the scoring underway here in the second half of the doubleheader. Dormany drops one into the dirt just in front of Jack Murphy. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. Top of the 6th inning. 3-1, the Bandits lead the Blue Sox in what is a battle for the divisional lead. Both teams locked at 5 wins and 5 losses. The winner of this one will take the lead in the division heading into tomorrow, but they will be buoyed by the fact that the Cavalry, who are chasing them, did go down to the Tuatara earlier over across the ditch by a score of 4 runs to 2. In game 3 of that series, of course, they go around again tomorrow. Dormany to the plate, misses upstairs. The count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we said, don't forget tomorrow is Ladies' Day here at Blue Sox Stadium, where we celebrate all things women in baseball. As you said, whether it be from the scorers, the mothers that drive them out, the umpires, female umpires that are starting to become more prevalent in the game, whether it be the female players themselves, whether it just be the mothers of the players offering support to their players in any way, shape or form. We do a little bit of fundraising for breast cancer awareness, and we do try to wear pink where possible. So if you are coming out to the ball game tomorrow, try and slap something on that is pink, and in that way we will we will have a sea of pink out here for Women's Day. The 3-2 pitch on that dreaded inside corner, and that will ring up Liam Taylor on strikes. Caught looking. The Bandits down in order here in the top of the 6th inning. No further score on the board, and it is the Bandits 3, the Blue Sox 1, as we head to the middle of the 6th inning.
And Bartercard is the operator of the world's largest trade exchange, where small and medium-sized businesses barter trade in 8 countries across a dynamic mix of industries. Bartercard has revolutionised the way its members do business, from attracting new customers to conserving cash and increasing profits. Bartercard's world-leading system enables members to enhance their businesses through a cashless marketplace. For more information, go to bartercard.com.au and check out all the options. Of course, Bartercard are proud sponsors of the Sydney Blue Sox. More messages pouring in now, Cam. We'll do a little bit of a catch-up there with some of those before the Blue Sox come to the plate yet again. And we'll see if we can do a little bit of catch-up mode here on those messages. And here we go, Kylie. Hi, watching the Blue Sox from home tonight from Kylie. Well done, Kylie. Big shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for letting us know that you are tuning in. Have a great night. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. And, oh dear. Here's Katie again. Thanks, Katie. Which baseball player makes pancakes? The batter. There's more to come.
As long as Gordon Guy hasn't chimed in with his half a dozen, he has.
Attract a few people, that's for sure.
Here we go. It's on again. The bad baseball joke pun night.
Please shout out for my dad. He loves the Blue Sox. Mark Mulverhill is his name. Mark Mulverhill. G'day, buddy. Glad you're enjoying it. If you're watching right now, Mark Mulverhill, Blue Sox supporter, good on you. That's the way to do it. And God bless Blue Sox Stadium at night. Good on you, Mark. Good to hear from you. And here's another one here. It's 1 a.m, but great to be able to watch broadcast from Canada. Loving the Blues jersey.
Canada, eh?
This game, Canada. Oh, don't try and do an accent.
Sorry.
You failed miserably. You are not a Canadian. Definitely miss having Ando on the mount, though. though, but don't you worry about that. Blue Sox hanging in there, and they will continue that tonight.
The Blue Sox heading to the plate. Bottom of the 6th inning, at the top of their lineup, D'Antonio, Eunice and Burns, the due-ups. D'Antonio fouls the first pitch he sees. Out of play. Is massively overdue for a hit, Trent D'Antonio. 0 for 9 on the series to date.
Yeah, I saw you just flicking through the numbers there, Cam. I'll tell you what.
Some quick arithmetic.
If anybody's due, he's overdue.
But that's been the story of his season so far, only batting $160 coming into this round. Beautiful curveball from Atherton to put him behind 0-2.
Had a quick walk through the grandstand, got Cheerios from all sorts of people. I nearly had to tackle my way back. Checked on all the refreshment stands. That seems to be working quite well, Cam.
Always good on a Saturday night, the refreshment stand. Always in high demand.
Yeah, very busy tonight. And I was getting slapped on the back going up the stairs. Or was that slapped down the stairs? I'm not quite sure. They are all asking me why I wasn't up here. I said, well, I'm on my way there.
Just having a look. That might be a change on the mound. Oh, no, still Atherton. No,
still Atho. Yep.
Just I was a little bit concerned about that action there, that last pitch. D'Antonio grounds out to Logan Wade. Continues his run of outs at the moment, does Trent D'Antonio.
How many pitches was that?
6.
Took a bit of getting out, but he got him out. And they'll probably have a chat later on because they're good friends, as I said. Now Atherton, very relaxed out there again. Threw that into the zone where he could get the ground out. Doesn't have to strike everybody out, Atherton. He just uses the rest of the team.
He doesn't mind the strikeout, though. He's got 301 of them.
What's his next target? 310, isn't it?
Yes, he needs to get to 309 to tie Matt Williams, who had a big career here as a closer here in Sydney and then headed down to Adelaide as the head of development baseball down there in South Australia. And did a good job down there.
Fear the beard. He wore that red beard here for quite a few years.
Yeah. That was his nickname for a little while, Redbeard. Redbeard the Pirate. Atherton misses low and outside. And he's chasing down Stephen Kent on 319. Craig Anderson on 352. Ryan Searle on 368. Now, I don't know if that includes the couple from the previous game. I would need to check that. He had 3 in the previous game, so he might be up into the 370s. And Brian Grenning leads the way on 376.
And when you think Searle's career is mainly middle relief and closing.
Correct. Doesn't usually throw any more than about maybe 2 or 3 innings.
Yeah.
These days, anyhow. Was a starter there a few years back.
So Eunice in there again.
Here's the guy that the Blue Sox need to get hot. He was 8 of 11 in the last series against the Giants. And again, just quickly doing my maths run. 0 for 4, 0 for 3, 0 for 2. That's 0 for 9 in this series. We're going on the back of an 8 for 11 series.
Well, you gave him the rap.
Oh, this has popped up. Could be a play behind the plate in foul territory for Battaglia. It's going to be close. No, it's going to drift back on the breeze. Out of play and into the dugout boxes.
Suffering from commentator's curse.
Well, he was the hot bat in the last series for the Blue Sox. Everything that was offense revolved around him, and then Andy Burns right behind him and was belting him around. The Blue Sox at the moment having trouble stringing 2 hits together. They did it in the previous innings, and that scored them the run that they have. They need to try and find a way to do it here in the bottom of the 6th as Eunice ready for a full count pitch. Swung on, driven hard to deep left field. It's a chance to go one hop off the wall. It is off the wall in deep left.
Foul by a metre.
It is fouled, is it? Oh,
foul by a metre.
Wow.
Yep. Lucky I'm standing up. I would never have seen it otherwise.
That was close. I thought it hit right on the line.
Yeah,
from where I sit.
Trent Thomas, the umpire down third base line, standing right there, and it was the width of that window foul.
Wow, long ball from Jacob Eunice. He was rounding first. He was halfway to second and having thoughts about going to third.
For our North American fans, it was a yard outside.
For our Brisbane Bandits fans, it missed by, miles. So again, he will stand in with another 3-2 pitch. On its way from Atherton. A swing and a miss from Eunice. 3-0-2 for Atherton.
Wow. Big effort, but gets him going to bring up that second out. 2 up, 2 down, the Sydney Blue Sox, bottom of the 6th inning. Hard night at the office for the Blue Sox. Andy Burns comes to the plate now, the third baseman tonight for the Sox. Atherton v Burns.
Andy Burns 0 for 2 tonight.
Struck out in his first appearance in the first inning. In the 4th inning, a fly ball to left field.
1 for 3 in the earlier game. One of the few Blue Sox to actually get a hit in that game.
It's tough here. And Burns, third batter in the lineup. You would expect something from that bat in the 3 slot. Let's see if Burns can get something off the pitching of Atherton, who's done an excellent job for the Bandits tonight. A foul off the end of the bat, right on the tip. Just got a little bit of it. Goes foul, obviously. There's that great full field shot we have. As Atherton takes that moment to himself down off the edge of the mound, as you can see. Just has that brief moment of thought as he steps up to the rubber. It's all about the Bandits at the moment though. Bottom of 6. Turned hard down the third base side and into the fence in front of the Bandits dugout. The Blue Sox haven't been able to get much off Atherton whatsoever as the scoreboard and the scorebook reflects. Atherton just dominating. 1 hit, 1 run for the Blue Sox. Well, 3 hits now and 1 run resulting. Backs him up a little, out of the zone. So Burns attempting to keep the inning alive for the Sox. Crowd very active. 1-2 pitch this one. Missing away as well and up a little. Just a glimpse of some of the cheerleaders there on the rail of the grandstand, the path around the front of it. And there's heaps of them all around the ground here in front of all the crowd in different sections. Which adds a little bit of colour and excitement.
Been a good at-bat this from Andy Burns. Has taken Atherton deep.
And taking count out of him. Getting that pitch count up on Atherton.
Got away with a very cheap first 5 innings of 67 pitches. Has certainly thrown plenty. D'Antonio went deep. Eunice went to a full count.
No activity in the Bandits bullpen. All quiet up there on the western front. Another little foul tip off there.
Little excuse me swing and got away with a little foul tip to stay alive.
He needs to stay in touch with it. We all know that. Going 20 minutes after 8 on this Saturday night where the weather is absolutely clear. That sky has all lifted. You can see blue sky out there now. Although it is getting dark, it's the smoke has gone. That is high drive to centre field there from Burns, but underneath it, right underneath it, Andrew Campbell in centre field for the Bandits takes that one out. A good at bat, but at the end, no result from it. A fly ball to centre field brings up the third out. And in the bottom of the 6th innings, unfortunately for the Blue Sox, they go 3 up and 3 down. And after 6 completed, it is the Brisbane Bandits 3 runs, the Sydney Blue Sox 1.
Struggling with the rising cost of power? You are not alone. Over 2 million Australian homes have now installed solar. The average size solar system can save you around $500 a quarter, add value to your home and reduce your carbon footprint. SolarAy is Australia's largest independent solar and storage installer, located right here in Blacktown. Talk to the team at SolarAy to find out if solar is right for you. Visit solaray.com.au/Blue Sox today. SolarAy Energy, proud sponsors of your Sydney Blue Sox.
And welcome back to Blue Sox Stadium, where you're listening to the Blue Crew and watching the Blue Sox and Brisbane Bandits as we go to the mound for the change on the hill. Pitching change for the Blue Sox, and it is
Left-hander can only be Matt Marksbury.
Thomas Dormany leaves the mound.
Lefty for lefty, which is an unusual swap for the Blue Sox. Usually you go from lefty to a righty to give them a different look. But Matt Marksbury coming onto the mound for the Blue Sox.
And Marksbury out there in number 56 is Matt Marksbury.
That is correct. Taking over from Dormany until the Brisbane fans, especially that don't know Matt, here we go. It's getting late on a Saturday night. Where are the fruit tingles? I don't know much about Matt Marksbury. Oh, yeah, your beauty. Currently with the Jackson Generals, was picked up by the Atlanta Braves in the 2013 draft and did make it to the major leagues, playing 10 games or starting 10 games with the Atlanta Braves. So made it to major ball, so a serious arm. Especially if you're getting through in the pitching stakes at the Atlanta Braves, you must be a serious pitcher. And Marksbury out of the bullpen for the Blue Sox.
Good job, Andrew Campbell leading off here in the top of 7. Top of 7, Campbell at the top of the order for the Bandits. Matt Marksbury, 6'1". And facing his first batter here tonight. And next pitch to Campbell, missing again. So 2 balls, no strikes on Andrew Campbell. Fouls one off into the back net and into the crowd. Double net here, and they just hit the second one and bobble down into those crowd seats you can see right behind home plate. You will have seen that reaction as a few people scattered. One right through the zone. Nice fastball there straight away for Marksbury. Evens the count up now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Marksbury on Campbell. To the zone, Campbell hits all of that. Straight away centre field, Michael Krause out there. No mistake, fly ball to centre field, position 8. 1 up, 1 down as Campbell goes down, swinging at that ball and drives it to deep centre field. Krause underneath it, no problem. Regulation play brings to the plate Logan Wade.
He's hit the ball hard all night, Andrew Campbell, but he's just hit it at fielders again. Fly 7, fly 7, fly 8.
So there we go with the Bandits. 1 out here, top of 7. Logan Wade ready to call something in right field.
So maybe a ball out of the bullpen,
from
perhaps?
the kids. No, I think it's from the kids.
Kids having a throw around up there on the hill.
They certainly are, and having a lot of fun.
Something else going. There's more than that. There was a ball out of the bullpen as well, I think. Or
Oh,
maybe
okay.
a couple of balls from the kids.
Smattering of baseballs in right field. There's no ducks out there tonight, though.
They were out there in between games. They were out there having a wander around. Funky Phil chased them off before the cheerleaders came out to do their piece.
I think there's about 20 of them.
This one lifted into centre field. Krause has some work to do. Got on his bike, but he will get back and take the catch.
That is high off the bat of Logan Wade. Another fly ball to centre field. Good call, Cam. 2 up, 2 down. The Bandits now top of 7.
Yeah, Krause was a little bit concerned when he hit that. He really had to get going quickly and really pump those legs to get himself to where he needed to be. But he got there in the end, and that's all that matters as he takes the catch.
It was up in the dark, and they're the hard ones to get because you can't see them till they pop
There's one of
down
those
into
ducks
the light
taking off
again.
now.
Speaking of ducks.
He was in the outfield. He was having a rest in the outfield. As Marksbury finds a strike now to start things off to Tim Colwell.
That it is. Colwell, as I say, there's a plethora of lefties for the Bandits. Gets the outside corner on the front. Nice work on the left-handed hitter. So well in front here in the count is Marksbury. 0-2 the count. No balls, 2 strikes. And the crowd enjoying that last pitch as Colwell fouls one off over the third base side, way over the back of the grandstand, into the darkness of the car park.
Last week against Adelaide through 1.1 inning. They have up 2 hits and 3 runs, only one of them earned. Matt Marksbury.
And gets Colwell out on that one, sits him down with a big swinging K2. And the Bandits in the top of 7 go 3 up, 3 down. With a stretch of the pitcher, he goes off and he's happy as we go to the stretch. In the middle of the 7th, time for the stretch for the crowd. They'll get up on their feet. There'll be a bit of music to go with this as well. And see how many get up and get into it. I'm sure they'll love to stretch their legs and stretch their back. And halfway through the 7th, the score remains Brisbane 3, Blue Sox 1.
Back here at Blue Sox Stadium, we're heading to the bottom of the 7th. It is a 2-run ball game. The Bandits lead the Blue Sox 3-1. Tim Atherton still on the mound, dealing for the Bandits.
And with the effort that Atherton's put in tonight and the pitch count that he's got, there's no wonder he's still out there enjoying himself this evening. A big shout out to Glenn Long watching from beautiful Queensland.
Hello, Longy.
Oh, he's alerted the Border Patrol when I try to get back into the state. Longy, come on. Let me back.
There is no Border Patrol on the roads, Harrow.
If I can't get in, Longy, could you send my wife across the border to New South Wales?
Just don't fly. There's Border Patrol then, but if you go via car...
Glenn Long, and you call yourself part of Sports Broadcasting Australia, do you?
Ask Longy how the 80s are up there in Queensland.
Oh. You just did.
Yeah. It was 1984. First hit from Moanarroa, but they are playing the shift. They will get him on a 4-3, even though that 4 happened to be in a shallow right field.
Wowee. Where did that ranger come from? 4-3 on Moanarroa. 1 up, 1 down, the Blue Sox. Wow. Who was that out there? Still Wade Dutton out there?
Yeah, as I said, it was a pretty straightforward 4-3, but unfortunately the 4, as we said, was patrolling the right field depths.
Absolutely. And behind first base.
Moanarroa,
Well done, Wade Dutton.
Moanarroa needs to practice bunting down the third base line.
I think that's probably an option.
You could do that a bit in batting practice, and that'll absolutely shorten them up a little bit.
Gift and Gopay at the plate.
Goes over the first pitch. He sees, flares it into shallow right field. Coming on and diving out will be Taylor, but he can't come up with a catch.
I only saw the ball pop out there. I thought he might have had it in his glove.
May have done himself a mischief too, Liam Taylor, as he limps away. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he just jarred himself as he landed. But he's limping back into position, just getting up a bit of a jog now to go after his cap that came off, so he seems to be okay.
That's how fast he was travelling. Blew the cap off the top of his head. Had the wheels motoring there, Liam Taylor.
So Nagope with a base hit. Can that inspire the Blue Sox onto something? They only trail by 2 here in the bottom of the 7th, but they haven't looked likely at getting at Tim Atherton in any real number.
1 out, 1 on. Michael Krause steps in now.
Here's
2
another,
strikeouts.
Here's another man due to hit the baseball.
Looks like he's got the goods, but he has back-to-back strikeouts in his 2 previous appearances
He went
against the pitching of
one
Atherton.
for 3 on Friday night with 1 strikeout. He was 0 for 3 in the early game with 2 strikeouts, and he's 0 for 2 here with 2 strikeouts. So really has been having trouble hitting the ball at all.
And the first pitch from Atherton was in the zone right there. Krause didn't want that one though.
He was the hero of game 1. That 1 hit was enough to score Gift Nagope. That was enough for the Blue Sox to hang on and win, but just hasn't seen the ball and hit the ball at all this weekend.
Tried to hit the cover off that last pitch.
Finds himself behind 0-2 and facing a 3rd consecutive strikeout. Number 303 if Tim Atherton can find a way.
Well, Atherton's likely to challenge him again. That's what he did last time. He just chucked it straight in there, different location in the zone, but did throw to the zone, even though an 0-2 count. There he goes again. I think that came off the catcher.
Yeah, a little bit of a foul tip off the knee of the catcher. Hence that home plate umpire Bob Crawford is going to walk out to the mound and hand deliver the ball to Tim Atherton. Just buys Ryan Battaglia a little bit of time.
Yeah, it serves the purpose to give everybody a little bit of a breather. Bob Crawford having a chat with Atho. How are you? Good. What's it like up in Queensland? Yeah, good. Didn't you pitch for Canterbury last Wednesday? Yes, I did.
Is that class as a visit when the umpire heads to the mound with the ball? You only get so many. Is Bobby going to add that onto the list?
You know you only missed by 3 inches. Just make an adjustment this way.
I can only give you 2 inches outside. I've been calling it out there all night. Don't throw it 4 inches outside. You make my life tough.
Oh, dear. A little bit of brevity goes a long way.
Krause faces another 0-2 pitch from Atherton.
Oh, lifts that. He will split centre and left field. He drives that one, Krause, deep into the outfield. He turns and heads for second. Will there be a play? No, there will not. And Gopay stands at third, looking to take home, but he's not going to move as well. He's frozen in the running position.
That's more like it, Michael Krause. Much more like it.
Overdue.
Drive it into the alleys and move those runners around.
A double to the outfield there, and I think it was Campbell that retrieved it centre.
Yep, double to centre
field. And Gopay at third. 2 runners in scoring position.
And right on cue, the Bandits send the bullpen into motion.
Tying run at second base. The tying run at second base with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th.
Nilsson taking no risk. It's number 26, maybe number 36. I think it'll be 36. I think it'll be Justin Erasmus.
We'll certainly find out soon enough.
It looked like a 6 on the end of his jersey. And that's the only one with a 6 on the end of his jersey for me.
More than likely. Let's have a look.
Back-to-back hits. And that is the end of Tim Atherton. No, in fact, it's 28. Looks nothing like a 6. It is Ryan Bollinger coming out of the pen for the Brisbane Bandits. And number 28, Ryan Bollinger.
He's built quite differently to Erasmus. Quite differently.
Erasmus, a very solid unit.
He certainly is. So tying run at second base. Go ahead run will come to the plate.
Ryan Bollinger, 6'5" of him. So a nice big tall boy. Comes from Maple Grove, USA. There's a name for a town, isn't it? Maple Grove, USA.
Sounds beautiful.
Been at the Bandits for the last couple of years. Has been used quite regularly by Dave Nielsen this season. Has gone into 5 games so far this year in relief. Only ever throws about an inning, give or take. 2 innings his longest.
He's only 6'5".
Only 6'5", Harrow. So if you go out there, take a step ladder.
1 foot.
You take a step
I'm
ladder.
5'5".
Or at least a milk crate.
5'6" on a warm day.
Yeah, Maple Grove in Minnesota. There we go. Beautiful part of the world.
Twins territory.
Has an ERA of 2.7 on the season to date.
The Twins have been one of the clubs in Major League that take Australian players on board into their program. Good contacts. They have scouts out here on Australia, as most MLB clubs do.
So a big moment in the game as the Bandits change their pitcher, and Michael Campbell will stride to the plate for the Blue Sox. Runners at second and third, 1 out, and the Blue Sox trail it by the 2 runs. So the tying run, which is in the form of Michael Krause, stands aboard second base. If Michael Campbell can find a base hit.
This will be some comeback if the Sox can get there and square it up.
Yeah, you're trying to get the Bandits over the line here, Harry. You may not get back.
Might not get home. I'll have to send my wife back this way.
If you do get home, you may not get back here again.
She might not talk to me. She might be quite happy up there. Have a banana. I've got a banana in front of me. That's a symbol of Queensland, isn't it? No, they're pineapples.
Swing and a miss from Campbell. Falls behind 0-2 very quickly on Ryan Bollinger.
So the Blue Sox need to keep it going. I've got one of them for you, a pineapple. So a little excitement here as the pressure turns back the other way. The game momentum turns back the other way towards the Sydney Blue Sox, although the Bandits lead on the scoreboard, 3-1. It's a 2-run ball game, and those 2 runs are at second and third base at the moment.
Tim Atherton, 6.1 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run earned, 5 strikeouts.
Ground ball, second base, Wade Dutton across to his first baseman, David Sutherland. They get the second out, but another run crosses for the Sox. That's Gift and Gopay. Crosses for the second Blue Sox run. They get Michael Campbell out on that ground ball. And that is the 2 out now, 2 runs scored for the Sox. And Michael Krause standing at third base.
Another big RBI for the Blue Sox. Gets them to within 1. And that could just be a simple swing of the bat. So a real good effort for the Blue Sox to work their way back into it. Can Jack find a way as he turns over to face the left-handed pitching, batting from the right side? Haven't seen a lot of Jack from the right side of the plate this year.
My thoughts exactly, Cam.
Let's see if he can drill one through. They're not playing the shift on Jack, batting from the right side. So maybe they don't think he's going to pull it as hard as a right-handed hitter. Murphy lifts it into centre right. It's a chance of getting down. He does get down, and that will tie it up. Murphy rounds 1. He's going to try for 2, and he is in there standing up with a game-tying RBI double, Jack Murphy.
Yes, that's the way to do it. Blue Sox back on the trail. 3-all the ball game here. The go-ahead run now at second base with 2 out. Jack Murphy doubles one up.
Oh, Captain Jack delivers for the Blue Sox big time.
So where'd that go, Cam? Left or centre?
I think left ended up picking it up. Doesn't matter, it's a double to score at a double.
Certainly is. The game's alive. The place is alive. Momentum shifts towards the Blue Sox.
Alex Howe trying to keep things rolling for the Blue Sox now. Bollinger takes a little bit of the air out of the crowd with a first pitch strike on Howe.
Good crowd making good noise.
Alex Howe could have almost leaned into that pitch and taken it, but no real advantage. He's looking for a base hit to try and drive in Jack Murphy. We know Murph doesn't run like he used to. He's had a lot of knee issues in the last 3 or 4 years.
Just got to get it safe. Get
Murphy
it through.
almost trying to convince Ryan Bollinger he was going to steal third. That would have been a move. Howe swings through a change-up. Or a breaking pitch it was, in fact, from Bollinger. Go to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
2 big innings to go after this one. Bottom 7. 2 runs across for the Blue Sox. 2 out now. Oh, yes, he had to hit that one. It was there all day. Alex Howe looks at that one, gets frozen. KC, and that brings up the 3rd out. It shuts down the attack of the Blue Sox. Not until after they add 2 runs to their scoreboard. After 7 complete innings at Blue Sox Stadium, it is the Blue Sox 3, Brisbane Bandits 3.
In 1928, Petrus Cornelis Nicholas Middendorp founded his business, Middendorp Electric Goods Supply Company, selling imported light globes, vacuum cleaners and other electrical products. Business began booming, so Petrus and his sons opened the first Middendorp branch in a converted church on La Trobe Street in Melbourne in 1956. This was the first of many branches that would eventually spread across the country, trading as Middies in its signature pink colour.
Oh, here we go. So we lost our audios there for a moment. Middies Data and Electrical, again, thanking them. Great sponsors of baseball right around the country, not only here in Sydney. Massive bottom of the 7, that for the Blue Sox. So we head to the 8th. Guess what? We're back to where we started at. We said we'd get an arm wrestle. We're getting an arm wrestle. The Bandits got away. We thought Tim Atherton had shut them down. The Blue Sox finally got to Atherton, and that was enough to blow him out of the game. Then they got to Bollinger, and all of a sudden, we're locked at 3-3 as we head to the 8th.
Same as the top of the first inning.
May as well be the top of the first, maybe a 2-inning sprint.
Better get some more sandwiches in. We could be here all night. I said it earlier, Cam.
We won't be here all night with that dirty international tie-breaking rule that I don't like, but I suppose during the way the rosters are set and the travel times and stuff like that, you need a consistent rule, and at least the ABL implements that rule right across the league. It's a set-in-stone rule, so something to be said for it.
Mitch Nilsson leading off for the Bandits here, top of the 8th inning.
Matt Marksbury doing the damage on the mound for the Blue Sox, trying to continue things on the mound for the Sox.
And takes
that one's from the
count to
bullpen.
0-2 now. Ball comes out there. Murphy throws that back.
That one came down from the bullpen.
It's a long way down. Who's throwing? 0-2 pitch now. Marksbury to Nilsson. Nilsson gets bat to ball, fouls it off into the Blue Sox dugout. So a good view across the pitcher's mound there, looking across at Marksbury.
Luke Wilkins warming up in the bullpen for the Blue Sox.
Okay, obviously going to close for 9. Marksbury focusing, as you can see on the mound, taking a bit of a stroll around. He'll look in at Murphy to get the signs. There he goes.
I had a feeling they might try and finish with Marksbury. If he can get through this innings cheaply, they may try and finish off with Marksbury.
Well, Marksbury needs to start off with Mitch Nielsen.
He's at the real heart of the Bandits lineup, isn't he? Nielsen, David Sutherland, Wade Dutton.
Yep. If he can get through those three, he's doing well, and he gets the first one. He gets Nielsen swinging and goes down with a high pitch up in the top half of the zone, tempting Nielsen to swing, and he did. So a big K2, big swing on that one, a big hack. Nielsen thought he had all of it to get it out to the outfield, but he did not. That brings to the plate David Sutherland. The shift is on. On the left side, Gifton Gopay covering third base, shortstop, probably a bit of second base as well. And it is Andy Burns that's gone across with Jacob Eunice on the right side. Andy Burns has gone to second base, Eunice across to deep second base.
Or shallow right
field.
Again, as they shift hard against David Sutherland. He found a way to blast it through last time.
Caught by someone in the crowd behind that net. Well done, you. Strong right side. David Sutherland drives one back to the pitcher. Marksbury underhands it across to Bowen Aroa, and they get the out on David Sutherland. A good out, that one. Good job by the pitcher on that second out. Marksbury, a 1-3 play, jogged halfway to first base, underhanded softly and easily to Bowen Aroa.
That might be it for Marksbury.
He's done.
He might be on a very tight leash.
When the boss comes out, you know you're done. If it's a pitching coach, not so much.
Well, he's done exactly what he's needed to do. He's got 5 quick outs, and he's set the Blue Sox up with some sort of chance of winning this game. And as we said, it was Luke Wilkins doing the hard throwing. He strides out from the bullpen, headed for the mound.
This is where the big game starts. The back end of the game, Luke Wilkins comes on, and it is the top of the 8th inning with 2 out.
So no other changes as the bat boy that was down there certainly last week, which was Stephen the bat boy, which is the younger brother of Andrew the bat boy.
Yeah.
He was down there last week, and he certainly towered over D'Antonio, so there was no reason why Trent didn't just run some baseballs out and do the bat boying duties himself, which he just did then. He just did it then, Harrow. He ran out half a dozen baseballs to Bobby Crawford.
Somebody's got to do it.
Staying involved in the game, Trent, as the DH.
So Marksbury, he did a good job.
If only faced the 5 batters and sat them all down in order.
I've got him come in top of 6. It was top of 7, wasn't it?
Top of 7, I believe he did come in, yeah.
There we go. So Wilkins now with a job to do. Tied up ball game at 3-3 here at Blue Sox Stadium. You're listening to the Blue Crew from Sports Broadcasting Australia.
If you want to contact us and send us a message and let us know how you think this one's going to end up, why you think it's going to end that way, SMS is 0412 203 068, 0412 203 068, or send us a tweet at Blue Sox TV, or one word, at Blue Sox TV.
I wonder if Glenn Williams has tuned in. He usually dozes off with my dulcet tones. Reckons it helps him sleep.
Well,
Willow.
at least you're good for something.
Willow does a good job. Yeah, nice pitch. Luke Wilkins gets Dutton swinging on that one. Of course, it's Wade Dutton, the second baseman for the Bandits there. And a lot of pace off that one. It sort of crept up to the plate, then turned left.
Oh, nice breaking pitch. They're going to ask, did he go? They're not going to get an affirmative answer. With some of the with some of the affirmative answers we've seen so far today, it was worth asking the question.
It's worth an ask. You have to accept the answer, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Graciously.
There hasn't been anybody blow up about the answer so far today.
Here we go. A couple of more messages coming in right now, Cam. Ground ball, straight to Ngope. And Ngope across to Moanaroa. A big stretch from Moanaroa at his end. They get the out on Wade Dutton with a 6-3 ground ball.
Few of the Blue Sox fans held their breath, though, as the throw was a little bit ragged.
Moanaroa did a really good job taking that one down, pulling it down, staying on the bag and getting the out. Certainly made sure of it. No runs for the Bandits in the top of 8. They stay on 3. Halfway through the 8th innings, it is the Sydney Blue Sox 3, Brisbane Bandits 3. It is all tied up. And no doubt about that, what a contest it's been here this evening. And this game is going to go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And the Blue Sox in the ascendancy, if you like, with all of the momentum on their side at the moment.
For all your printer and copier needs, speak to the professionals at Mytronics. Mytronics are Australia's largest brand independent office equipment and supplies company. Mytronics are proud to be wholly Australian owned and operated and stock only the best and most famous brands of printers and copiers. Mytronics guarantee to better any valid Australian quote, so you can be sure you are getting the best value and service when you buy or lease your chosen products from Mytronics. So jump online and check out their website, the massive range of printers and copiers and all the services they provide. That website is mytronics.com.au. Mytronics are proud sponsors of the Sydney Blue Sox.
And a big shout out to Chris from Brisbane. Go the Bandits, go you, good thing. Well done. Job completed by me. Did what I was told. Shout out to the Bat Boys and Girls. Diana, mum of the Bandits Bat Girl. Yeah, good job. Diana, mum of the Bandits Bat Girl. Shout out to the Bat Boys and Girls. They do a sensational job in every ABL game and every baseball game we've ever attended. Nice work. So people on the YouTube channel are inquiring about the international tiebreaker rule. Fairly simple. When we go to extra innings, runners are put on first and second base. 2 runners get put on, and with none out.
So the previous 2 batters in the lineup.
That's right, the previous 2 batters.
They will go on to second base and first base respectively, and then you will play from there with 0 outs, starting the innings with the new batter at the plate.
There you go. Mission accomplished.
So basically, you're looking for a bunt and a sack fly to score a run is usually the way things happen. D'Antonio got a call he didn't like on the first strike he saw. Now quickly falls behind 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ryan Bollinger.
And the crowd supported him as well.
As they do. They're pro Blue Sox here at Blacktown. I would like to hope so.
The D'Antonio, Blue Sox in the top of their order. D'Antonio fouls one off. Gee, he goes deep when he does hit a ball, doesn't he?
Well, we can say he's due all he likes, but he's a long way off. Getting his average back to 200 at the moment. He's down a long way.
He'll be there or thereabouts when the whips are cracking.
The one thing that Trent D'Antonio always is in the batter's box is patient and discipline.
Bollinger throwing from a great height on the hill. D'Antonio steps in again. A 2-2 pitch. Check swing.
Eric Bremer on the tweet saying, we were gushing about how nice it sounds in Maple Grove, USA, but he says it hasn't been the same since the old country buffet closed down. Thank you, Eric.
Oh, dear. Must have missed down low, Bollinger, that time.
Nathan Bremer saying that from what he has seen this weekend of these 2 teams, this competition is, certainly for these 2 teams, is definitely a Triple A standard.
Good. Good feedback. Full count pitch now, the 3-2. And he walks. D'Antonio outweights it.
He finds a way to get on base when he needs to sometimes, does Trent D'Antonio.
The lead-off gets on base for the Sox.
Samantha Bainrod hoping that the Blue Sox can get up. And Lise South Coast, mother to Andrew the Bat Boy and Stephen the Bat Boy, as one of them dancing down with the cheerleaders, and said every time he got up with the cheerleaders another RBI was hit. So she's sending him down there now in the bottom of the 8th to do another dance with the cheerleaders.
Good job as Jacob Eunice strides to the plate. Battaglia putting the signs down at catcher for Bollinger.
D'Antonio no stranger to try and steal a base.
But down the third base side, charging in there, Jeremy Martinez. And they get the out at first base, but job accomplished. They moved Antonio into scoring position at second base.
With your two big hitters due to the plate, Andy Burns and Bosmo and Aurora are the next two due to the plate for the Blue Sox. So they've done what they've had to do. They've put a runner into scoring position. The go-ahead run for the Blue Sox now at second base. Now it's up to the Bandits to fight and hang tough.
A visit. Pitching coach goes out for the Bandits now. Yeah, Justin doesn't want to talk about the international tiebreaker rule. Don't get him started. Thanks very much. We won't. You just sit back.
We've had a couple of those on Twitter too. The international tiebreaker rule, but it is what it is. Basically, because teams are on flight schedules and curfew schedules.
Here's a good
rosters
question.
are tight.
Can a pinch runner start on base in the 10th inning?
Yes, they can. There's no problems with that, but it is a substitution. So should you then go to the bottom of that inning, then you would need to make the alternative defensive arrangements around that pinch runner.
Replacing that particular batter.
Correct.
Good question. Oh, what a finish to this game, and it ain't over yet. Andy Burns at the plate with 1 ball, no strikes on him from the pitching of Ryan Bollinger. Waits patiently.
Andy Burns not the batter you want to fall too far behind in the count.
D'Antonio at second. Ooh. Burns flinched at that one that held back.
He thought it might have been a little bit low and inside, but again, that inside corner at Blacktown.
Yep. Called strike. Regroup. 1-1 count now with 1 out. Bottom of the 8th inning at Blue Sox Stadium. Scores 3 apiece. Next pitch from Bollinger, fouled off down into his legs for Andy Burns. Just gone 9 p.m. here in Sydney, Eastern Daylight Savings Time, 8 o'clock in Brisbane.
Seems a bit later than that, doesn't it?
Thanks to all the Brisbane viewers for tuning in. We're glad we can entertain you this night and bring you the vision of what your team is doing down here in Sydney. It's a great ball game.
Yeah, hang in there. They're not done with yet, the Bandits. There will be more twists in this game, I feel.
It ain't over till it's over. Nobody's left the ground here. Crowd engrossed in this game. Bollinger turns towards second. No, pivots in. Pivot stayed out. Crowd loving it. A little bit of heckling going on there. They're into this game. The 1-2 pitch. Gets all of it, Burns. Maybe too high. It's going to the Bermuda Triangle. Coming after it. No, it falls fair. D'Antonio goes to third. A play at second base. Safe at second. Did not get him. He got his feet in there. Did Andy Burns. Andy Burns slid in feet first, and the tag came down on top of him. Absolutely clear, great call in the middle there by second base umpire Ben Nash.
It was always going to be a tough play for Andrew Campbell. It was an absolute flare to centre field, and it was dying quickly on the breeze. We said the breeze blowing almost directly in tonight from centre field, and it just kept knocking the ball down. For every yard Campbell made, the ball got knocked down further and further.
Oh, Blue Sox in the ascendancy here. The momentum has swung their way.
Can the big boss man put the Blue Sox in front?
Leaves that one alone. A little bit outside for him. Maybe a little bit high for the boss. Don't know about the height, it was the outside.
They're not playing the full shift like they do on him normally. The infield has come in. You'd almost, if Boss really could, you just drag a bunt down the first base line. D'Antonio quick enough and knows what to do. He would score for sure, and they would not be expecting a play at the plate on that sort of play. There would be nothing with only one out that they could do about it.
That's the key. There is only one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 runners on. Score locked at 3-3.
Mow in a roll, base hit to right field. That'll score 2, and the Blue Sox take the lead. He ripped it down the first base line. He will stand up at second base with a game-leading double. The big boss man delivers for Sydney again, and he gives them a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th.
And you can see on screen how happy he is that he got that breakthrough. He could not have hit that ball any better. It rolled basically to the base of the foul pole in the right field corner, and going after it, Liam Taylor had to go right to the wall, the furthest point you could have to run to in fair territory.
It was only a foot inside the first base line. It gave David Sutherland no chance of getting across to it. They didn't play the shift. If they were playing a full shift, Sutherland might have had an outside chance. He was definitely not going to stop one run regardless, but he might have stopped the second run in Andy Burns crossing as well. And now the Blue Sox lead at 5-3 here in the bottom of the 8th. And they are coming home strong, the Blue Sox.
What a fight back by the Blue Sox. Big breakthrough, and now Gift comes to the plate.
And just for Daniel Hughes, if it had have gone to an international tiebreaker, they do only start with the 2 runners on. They don't increase it to loaded bases at any time. It still just stays with those first 2 runners on first and second base.
Oh, Gift swings out of his boots. Goes for a little dance.
He does enjoy his baseball, doesn't he?
Loves it. Only one out here in the bottom of the 8th. Call out to Al Connors. Good call, Harrow, over the 3 games. I thought Amy Collins was outstanding. Yes, she was. She'll be back tomorrow. She was on last night, back for Ladies' Day tomorrow, but she's due to be here.
She will just be finishing up her game at Northmead Reserve as we speak.
Thanks, Al. We will certainly keep up the good work for you, Brisbane Bandits fans, and of course the Blue Sox fans. We're on every game for the Blue Sox this season. We won't miss a trick. We will be there. Another one tomorrow, then the Perth series between the 27th of December and the 30th of December. 4 games. Sydney v Perth is our next outing here. And Gopay down the third base side. He'll stand up safely at first as well. Knocked down by diving Jeremy Martinez. He did knock it down. Couldn't make a play, but at least he cut it off.
It was always going to be a tough play. The moment he decided he had to lay out to try and get to it, he was never going to be able to throw out Gift Ngopay, who runs so well. So it should be scored an infield single.
I would say so.
To third base for Ngopay. I'm scoring it that way.
That's the best he could do with it.
Well, that's really exactly right. Even if he gloves that cleanly, he then needs to bounce to his feet and throw an absolute bullet across the diamond. And even then, I don't think it was going to be in time.
Now here comes a very confident Michael Krause, I would guess, after hitting a double.
Yeah, double last time.
And guess what? The crowd is ready and roaring to go.
Isn't it amazing what a pitching change does?
Yep, breakthrough point in this game.
The
That's
Blue Sox
undoubted.
finally got to Tim Atherton Michael Krause fouls one straight back over the grandstand. They finally got at Tim Atherton. They forced a pitching change, and from then it has been nothing but a Blue Sox onslaught.
Yep, absolutely. Krause is pumped. He wants all of this. He wants another go. Let's see what Bollinger deals up for him, though. Getting his signs off Ryan Battaglia behind the plate.
And just a quick question to you, Harrow. I know it was a 1-0 ball game in the previous, in the 7th inning. Did the Bandits go early with Ryan Searle?
Oh,
If you hold him off...
He could come out again.
I was going to say, yeah, I know he only threw the 1 innings, but if you'd have let Taylor finish that game, a complete game, and then bring Searle in on the back of Atherton, might it have been a different story? What ifs, could have, should haves?
Yeah.
A lot of speculation in the game of baseball. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, certainly it is an option. Just trying to see, they do have a couple of others up their sleeve.
Oh, absolutely.
Though, let me tell you. They've got a good pen, and if they need to go at it, you've got Matt Timms. Yep, they're all there. Matt Timms is another one.
Justin Erasmus they haven't used.
Yeah.
This one fouled off again by Michael Krause, out of play over the grandstand.
Oozing with talent, the Bandits.
1 and 2. Said Sam Holland threw 1 inning in relief on Friday night, last night, so he's possibly ready to go again.
Just a bullpen. So Krause, can he go back to back? Bollinger just backing him up a little bit. Similar build, these two, Bollinger and Krause, challenging each other now.
6'4" versus 6'5", leans.
At least they could talk eye to eye.
Leans, solid, tall
2-2
streaks.
pitch. And gets him swinging and away. Krause goes with a strikeout now, a big swinging strikeout. Another K2, his 3rd strikeout of the game.
Again, nice breaking pitch from Bollinger. That's been his go-to pitch.
So Krause goes away with 4 appearances tonight, 3 strikeouts and a double to centre field. That brings to the plate Michael Campbell. 2 out now, 2 runs scored.
I can tell Blue Sox fans watching out there that the T-Dog, Tyrell Harris, straight out of Compton,
warming up,
is up and throwing hard in the bullpen for the Blue Sox.
Good. So he will come in to close it out, you think? Wilkins has done his 2 outs. 1 out. So will Wilkins come back in the night?
I wouldn't think so. I think they'll go straight with Harris for the close and the save. Wilkins will be the winning pitcher if the score holds.
Yep.
Campbell swings through 1 to 4 behind 0-2 to Bollinger. 2 out, runners at first and second.
That was a big hard swing and a miss there from Campbell.
This one gets away, a 3rd strike, gets right back to the net. It's going to be close. There will be no play at first base. It gets through Ryan Battaglia and gets to the back netting. And Battaglia had to chase it all of the 40 feet back to the net and then try to make a throw. Campbell will get a board on the drop K2. Runners will advance. Nagope to second.
Loaded up.
Moen Aroa to third and loads it up.
For Jack Murphy.
For Captain Jack. He got him back in the 7th inning with that RBI shot, the double.
And the crowd behind him. The chant goes up for Murphy.
The man, the moustache, the mullet. That is Murphy.
Going. You called him Captain Jack. Aye, there he is. Loaded bases, the Sydney Blue Sox. They lead the Bandits by 5 runs to 3. 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Talk about momentum shift. Murphy and Bollinger outweighting each other now.
Yeah, just a few mind games. Murphy just wants to take the time, build the pressure on Bollinger. He knows the pressure's on Bollinger. Bollinger's now faced a dozen batters at least in the 2 innings he's been out there.
Big swing on that one.
Wasn't going to sell himself short there, was he? He was going to have a go at everything.
Left nothing in the tank on that swing. Bollinger just outsmarted on that one. Low in the zone. Murph's hungry now, I suppose.
He's feeling it. He's feeling it.
And Battaglia is a very smart catcher. There he goes again. Wants it to happen all over again.
Murphy wants to hit this ball, wants to hit it hard. Try to give the Blue Sox a little bit more insurance as they head to the top of the ninth. 0-2 pitch, loaded bases, 2 out.
And we've got another inning to go after this.
We have the ninth,
Oh, fun.
the championship inning.
Murphy gets it. He pops it up. Will it go short? No, it won't. Campbell gets it. Andrew Campbell charging in from a deep centre field. Charges into that one. Well-timed run by Andrew Campbell. Jack Murphy out on a fly ball to position 8. Brings up the 3rd out on the Sydney Blue Sox, but not until they add 2 to their tally. 2 runs in the 7th, 2 runs in the 8th. They charge ahead in this game by 5 runs to 3. Sydney over Brisbane, 5-3 after 8 completed.
Don't forget, tomorrow is Ladies' Day here at Blacktown International Sports Park. It is our pink day here in the ballpark where we pay tribute to women in baseball. Whether it be the cheerleaders, whether it be the scorers, whether it be just the mothers that take their sons, daughters or their players to the games. It may be the ladies that look after the canteen. It doesn't matter who it is. We want to pay tribute to them tomorrow here at Blacktown International Sports Park. The Blue Sox will be wearing their special Ladies' Day jerseys, which will be revealed tomorrow at the ground. Something a little bit different to what they've had previously. I've had a preview of it. You can see it on the website, a beautiful black jersey with a lot of pink trim. They will be available here at the ballpark tomorrow and online at the Blue Sox jersey. And all of the jerseys that the players wear will be auctioned off after the game. So you can actually get an autographed, game-worn jersey of one of those Blue Sox jerseys. So just keep your eyes on sydneybluesox.com.au. We'll be wearing our pink up here. I'll be wearing last year's all-pink jersey that the Blue Sox wore. So I'll be wearing that out here tomorrow. And as expected on the mound, Tyrell Harris. First pitch tomorrow, 1 p.m. We'll be on air again about 15 or 20 minutes before that. So if you can't make it out here, tune in. BlueSox.tv on YouTube. We will have all the action again of Game 4 of the series, where the division lead is up for grabs. The Blue Sox and the Bandits battling it out to the death here at Blacktown International Sports Park. Tyrell Harris to the mound for the Blue Sox to try and close things out here in the ninth.
Absolutely going through his warm-up. And depending on the finish time of this game, we may get some on-field interviews at the end of the game.
I'll duck down and I will grab somebody, Harrow, so we'll definitely be doing an interview.
So Big Cam will run down and do all of that. We'll fill here. We've got a bit of advertising to do for our fantastic sponsors and a bit of a wrap-up of the game before we get down onto the field and bring you a few live interviews. And yeah, certainly did. Justin goes, that hurt from Brisbane.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt whatsoever.
Big
turnaround in this game.
Yeah, sometimes with the big boss man, it's either rocks or diamonds. This time it's diamonds for the Blue Sox. And for the Blue Sox, the other side of the equation is they now get the 7, 8 and 9 hitters here in the top of the ninth. So Tyrell Harris on the mound for the Blue Sox. First pitch is belted at Gift Nagope. He bobbles it, comes up with it and makes the throw. Oh, what a big league play from the Gift.
As easy as you like.
Well, he wasn't as easy as you like, Harrow.
Looks like he does it every day.
Doesn't it? He was ranging to his left. He had to reach behind him. The ball bounced out of his glove. He turned around, barehanded it, pivoted around, pirouetted it, and made the throw to first base for the out.
Sensational out. Mr. Cool does it again. That will be clipped out for the highlights, I can tell you.
He is an exceptional talent, Gift Nagope.
Ryan Battaglia steps in. One out.
One pitch, one out for Tyrell Harris. That's a handy little bonus. This one is lifted into shallow centre field. Going back, Eunice. It's going to drop into the Bermuda Triangle. Centre, right and second base can't get to it. Michael Krause will pick it up. And Battaglia aboard. And the Bandits now have the tying run coming to the plate. And it will be a pinch hitter. It will be number 52. We don't have a number 52 on there.
It's a good number. It's a great number. We've just got to see if we can find him.
We don't have a we don't have a 52. Let's go to their roster.
Another look. Couldn't find him on the first roster. We'll have to go to the overall roster. Okay. I think the ground announcer knows. He just said a name. Let's try again.
No, we don't have a 52 at all on any of our lineup sheets. We don't have it on any of their rosters either.
Our apologies. We will continue to search. Certainly nothing on the website. My number's 52, but it's certainly not me. No, not on the written lineup that we've been handed either, unless there's just an incorrect number on here somewhere.
Popped up out of play from the pinch hitter.
So he's replacing Liam Taylor.
Must be Donald Lutz, surely wearing a different jersey.
Maybe.
It looks like Donald Lutz. Donald Lutz supposed to be wearing 32.
Al Connors has tipped us off. It is Donald
I was
Lutz.
going to say, it looks like Donald Lutz and it swings like Donald Lutz. If it walks like a Donald Lutz, looks like a Donald Lutz and quacks like a Donald Lutz, it must be a Donald Lutz. A swing and a miss, and Lutz is down on strikes.
Thanks, Al.
Just must be these yellow jerseys. He must only be 52 in the yellow jerseys.
He had 32 before.
Correct. He's 30.
Two games.
Yeah, and he's 32 on our lineup sheet.
Yeah.
But it is a K2 for Donald Lutz.
Battaglia still stranded at first base for the Bandits, and we go back to the top of the order to Andrew Campbell. Andy Soupy Campbell. Thanks, Al. Appreciate your input.
Tyrell Harris, one out away. The Blue Sox, one out away. This has popped up into foul territory behind third base. Howe is closing, and Gift Nagope going out, but it will get out of play as both Howe and Nagope go sliding into the wall out there in the foul territory just beyond the left field line.
Spectator out there dropped it too. He had two hands underneath it. It went straight through.
That's
good
why
attempt.
Bring your mitt to the baseball. If you're coming out and you play baseball, bring your glove, because you might get one of those with a souvenir baseball that you can take and get Gift Nagope to sign after the game if you wish.
Just a long strike. So Donald Lutz. He's been 32. They listed him as 49. Probably didn't fit him, so they gave him 52.
Correct.
Very broad shoulders, Donald Lutz.
0-1 pitch from Harris. On its way, swung on and missed from Campbell.
Swinging.
The Bandits are down to their last strike. The Blue Sox fans, they rise as one, looking for this final strike. Campbell taking his time, trying to take the noise out of the crowd. But the crowd on their feet, cheering for this last strike. Can Harris deliver? 0-2 pitch. It's popped up into left field. Howe has a read on it. He settles underneath it. He makes the catch. And the Sydney Blue Sox come from behind for a 5-3 victory over the Brisbane Bandits in Game 3 of the doubleheader. A magnificent come from behind victory for the Blue Sox. getting on top only in the bottom of the 7th and running out winners 5 runs to 3. Harrow, I'll let you do a wrap. We'll take a short break. I'll get down there and I might try and get a word with Captain Jack himself.
Absolutely, Cam. Absolutely. We'll take it from here between myself and Owen. We'll make sure we cover up our sponsors, give them some coverage because they've done a great job supporting not only the broadcast but all of the Sydney Blue Sox and their efforts in this ABL for 2019. The Blue Sox not in it till late in the game, not in it until the pitching changes. And they came from behind, as Cam just said, 5-3. After the Bandits led this game 3 runs to 0 for most of the game. And the cheer girls out there at home plate now, waiting for some players to appear. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But it's a good, colourful celebration anyway here from Blue Sox Stadium. And we're going to get Cam ready down there as Oscar tracks down with him. And we're going to do a little bit of advertising for our sponsors, but please stand by for some on-field interviews. And Owen will take us away now for a few words from our sponsors.
Struggling with the rising cost of power? You are not alone. Over 2 million Australian homes have now installed solar. The average size solar system can save you around $500 a quarter, add value to your home and reduce your carbon footprint. SolarAy is Australia's largest independent solar and storage installer, located right here in Blacktown. Talk to the team at SolarAy to find out if solar is right for you. Visit solaray.com.au/Blue Sox today. SolarAy Energy, proud sponsors of your Sydney Blue Sox.
In 1928, Petrus Cornelis Nicholas Middendorp founded his business, Middendorp Electric Goods Supply Company, selling imported light globes, vacuum cleaners and other electrical products. Business began booming, so Petrus and his sons opened the first Middendorp branch in a converted church on La Trobe Street in Melbourne in 1956. This was the first of many branches that would eventually spread across the country, trading as Middies in its signature pink colour.
And welcome back to Blue Sox Stadium. You can see that great view of the kids having lots of fun around the diamond. There they are now, just coming to you. And that happens at the end of every Blue Sox game. And there's the cheerleaders at home plate for the gateway for the kids to exit and go around. Some will go around for a second lap as well. And big Cam Hickson down there in the dugout looking to grab an interview, and we'll bring you that very, very soon. Just as soon as he gives us a wave, we'll keep our eyes on him. In the meantime, a shout out to Gordon Geyer. Thanks, buddy. And keep motoring, that's good. Also, a big thanks for our coverage. It's our pleasure, as we said, to bring you the coverage of Blue Sox games, every game this season, 20 games by the end of the season at least, and then maybe even the post-season. And that's not up to us, that'll be up to others. And if we can get that gig, we certainly would love to be able to do it. We're very happy to have brought all of the Brisbane Bandits games to you this weekend. Of course, tomorrow, 1 o'clock, there will be another game, and that is Game 4 in the series, where the Bandits will fight back again to try and square the series up. At the moment, Sydney leading this series by 2-1, and that was a big game tonight. And for all money, we were of the opinion that the Bandits really did have that in total control with 3 runs to 0 through that game, and the Blue Sox not looking good with the bats, but they were able to come good and do a fantastic job there. And we're just waiting to get our camera set up to bring you that interview. Big Cam is down there just waiting, and he will bring us some comments very, very soon. And he will, once we get that camera there, Oscar's just jogging down with that camera to make sure it's fully charged, and we can bring you that hook up and send that signal up to you just as soon as we can from the winning coach. Shane Barclay is down there talking to Big Cam, and we're about to get that ready to go with microphone and camera, we think, as Oscar does his jogging around the stadium and up and down the stairs. Good fitness for him as well. And as I say, we will bring you that other game. We'll be on air around about 12:45, 12:50 tomorrow afternoon to bring you that game number 4, the all-important one that the Bandits will try and get going. And that will be another fantastic night. And once I get the sign from the guys down there, we'll certainly do that. We'll bring you pictures and sound, and the Bandits will go away and contemplate tonight's effort, because it was a fantastic effort. Absolutely sensational pitching from Tim Atherton. Ryan Bollinger did a good job as well. To be honest, it was a really good game of baseball, and we would have said that no matter who came away victorious, because it was great all the way through, right to the very end. And a draw would have been a good result. Sydney are very happy to take the win on that one, as they got a really good back end of the game. The last 3 innings, very, very important for the Blue Sox. And now Big Cam has gone for a little bit of a walk, and we've almost lost him in the crowd, but he's getting there. And we will just about be ready to bring you that interview on field, and just waiting for the signal from our technical guys. And the signal from Big Cam has just stretched a little bit longer. He won't be long, and he's just waiting to get Shane Barclay back again, because he is ready to go. And of course everybody wants to have a chat to him. He's got a couple of supporters there, and Bucket, as we call him, he's affectionately known nickname is Bucket, is about to go with it, we think. And we're just rustling that up. But you can see the kids still having fun out on the field. That view is around second and third base, of course. And after several laps, they're all starting to tire. And the stats, of course, Brisbane, 3 runs off 10 hits and left 7 runners on base. And for Sydney, it is 5 runs off 9 hits, and they left 6 runners stranded. All in all, a great game. Atherton and Bollinger for Brisbane. And for Sydney, they went Thomas Dormany, Matt Marksbury, Luke Wilkins, and followed by the closer Tyrell Harris. And we're just waiting to get vision of Big Cam in the dugout, if we can get that going. But we've got Oscar down there just trying to tune us all in and hook that camera up. And as soon as we do, as I said, if you can hang in just briefly for an interview, Blue Sox and Brisbane fans, thanks for tuning in. I hope you tell your friends and family we want to double our numbers tomorrow. Why don't you have a barbecue lunch up there in Brisbane? Put the barbie on, put the TV out the back, turn the speakers up, and watch the broadcast of the whole game in the comfort of your deck chairs while sipping on some bubbly of some sort, cool drinks, nice bit of chicken or a steak on the barbie. That would be a great way to spend a Sunday afternoon in Brisbane. Of course, it will be midday up in your neck of the woods, and we'll be ready to go with that. So here we go. We're just about getting ready, and as soon as I get the signal from Owen, we will cross over there to Big Cam, and we've got a good view of his hand and the microphone there now, almost ready to go. And we will just get the sign from him. I've lost him in the crowd again, but we'll certainly soon find out once we get signs from our Techo support guys. He's lost his person. We've got a sign, a signal, and he's got everything hooked up. We're just going to get Owen to cross to there any moment as Cam talks to Oscar, our cameraman, the roving reporter, Big Cam Hickson. He can't hear us, so we'll just take it when he is ready to go. Don't push the button, Cam. Leave it on. We hear you. Okay, we'll go down there to Big Cameron Hickson as he's about to do an interview. It looks like Jack Murphy that he's
Might just try and reach in and have a quick chat with Jack Murphy. Keep sign a couple of balls, mate, and we'll let you get back to the kids very quickly. Jack, welcome to Blue Sox TV. Mate, a thrilling finish to that. A couple of RBIs for yourself to help the Blue Sox across the line. Really important win for the Blue Sox in the scheme of the division.
Yeah, definitely. I think everybody's just focused on doing their jobs. We want to go out there and just compete every day. I think today was an example of everybody just going out there and just every pitch fighting, and gave us a chance to win there at the end.
Yeah, Atherton, he really started off throwing a gem out there, didn't he? It was really hard to get to for you guys, but you wore him down in the end. You got to that pitching change, and that was the key for the Blue Sox. Once you got onto Bollinger, everybody seemed to lift and really went into another gear, into overdrive to get that win.
Yeah, I think that's just a credit to guys having good at-bats the whole game and not giving up. You can't score a bunch of runs off great pitchers early, but you just try to wear them down and take your opportunities. And we got a couple big 2-out hits tonight, and that was the difference in the game.
Mate, congratulations. We'll let you get back to the kids to sign some autographs. Great win. Hopefully tomorrow we'll carry on.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
That was Jack Murphy, A couple of massive RBIs for the Sydney Blue Sox to get them across the line, 5 runs to 3. I'll have a quick look around, see if we can find Boss Mo and a row. We might actually just wander to our left of screen and see whether we can get a quick word with the closing pitcher, Tyrell Harris. We'll wander over this way. Tyrell, we're going to interrupt the signings for a moment. Finish what you're doing, we'll come back. Just a quick chat on Blue Sox TV, mate. A wonderful way to close things out. A massive big win for the Blue Sox in terms of the divisional series and, of course, getting one over on the Bandits.
Hell yeah, huge win. I mean, anytime you play the Bandits, whether you're first place or last place, it feels like a playoff atmosphere. We wanted to kind of show those guys, hey, you feel like last year was kind of a fluke in a way. I mean, we're going to be here at the end, so you want to match up with the best, so hey, we got to beat them.
Been some tremendous pitching this weekend. Atherton, Dormany, again, great on the mound. You having to come behind that and close things out. It really has been a pitcher's weekend here at the moment, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a great pitcher's weekend. I mean, last year I think we were the #1 staff in the ABL, so we kind of came together early as far as the team camaraderie. The pitchers were all on the same page. When Maestri pitched the other day, he's talking to Dormany about what works, what to not use. Same thing with me. I come in the game, Machi's first guy in my ear saying, hey, man, use your fastball instead of your off speeds today because I'm getting great results off my cutter. So we kind of all feed off each other, learn from each other, and kind of go from there.
And it was a great job out of the pen. Marksbury came in, closed things down, went to Luke. Luke did what he had to do, came to you. You shut them down for the save and the win, and a massive win in the season for the Blue Sox.
Oh, yeah. Man, Marks Berry's my roommate, so that's my workout partner, my catch partner, my condition. I mean, we do everything together, so it's always cool when you can kind of go out first and then I can kind of follow up behind them. So,
mate, congratulations on the save and the closeout tonight.
And hopefully we get this win tomorrow, man. We got to get the series.
Keep it rolling and tune in tomorrow to Blue Sox TV, 1 o'clock first pitch, where the Blue Sox try to take the series 3-1 from the Bandits.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Darrell.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll throw it back up to you guys. It's the fans are down here getting a lot of things signed. That's about all we'll get from down here. So don't forget, tomorrow, 1 o'clock, first pitch, Blue Sox TV. Harrow, we'll send it back up to you to wrap things up there with Owen up in the box.
Righto, thanks, Cam. Good interview down there on ground. Good to see the guys very happy in the dugout, as they should be. Of course, as Cam just said, our next broadcast, 1:45 tomorrow afternoon, Sydney time, 11:45 Brisbane time. Make sure you tune in. And I obviously suggest everybody in Brisbane get around your barbecue, sit around the deck chairs, sit back in the sun, put some sun cream on, enjoy yourself with a little bevy and a steak over the barbie or some nice chicken and some healthy salad, of course. In the meantime, I'm Paul Harradine on behalf of Cameron Hickson, Paul McCulloch, Owen and Oscar Talauta, our technical support guys doing a sensational job bringing you pictures and sound. Until tomorrow afternoon, have a good night and hopefully you tune in again then. Thanks for watching. Bye.